Welcome, everybody. We're so glad that you're here tonight for Masters of the Metaverse. We have a fantastic show this evening.
It's going to be great.
This will be fabulous. This will be wonderful. We'll see how long it takes before we annoy the neighbors out and back. That's okay. We may have to shut the door eventually. It is. It's uncommon.
It's a holiday. Why are they working?
It's just no rest for the wicked.
Why are we working?
Welcome. We here are at Zombie Orpheus Entertainment. This is going to be Masters of the Metaverse. And before we get into the show,
we're going to keep doing this, huh?
Before we get into the show, I'm going to let Vanessa say hi to folks. And if you could please thank tonight's Patreon backers, and then we'll talk a little bit about Patreon.
Thank you. No,
I'm going to start throwing things, guys.
Thank you so much, James Herbert. Thank you so much, Jeff Denew.
We think Denew. No.
Tell us if wrong. Thank you so much, John Kozlowski.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And all those folks that we're thanking right now are Patreon backers, supporters at the $50 and up level. And we just want to say thank you so much, because without you and without all the people who have been supporting us throughout the years and currently, we can't do this stuff. So we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And Patreon, of course, if you didn't know about it, patreon.com/zombieorpheus is a wonderful website you can go to that you can choose to donate to help out the stuff we've got going on. And as Patreon backers, if you didn't already know about this, anyone who backs us on Patreon at, I think it's the $5 and up level, gets free access to this thing we have called the Fantasy Network, which is this great channel that we've put together with several other independent film studios. And that has got all of our stuff there, all of their stuff, and it's just a wonderful one-stop shopping place for everything.
Yeah.
So please go ahead and check that out. It's been very useful. If you've ever caught our live shows, Gamers Live, or if you've missed them and want to see them, all of them are available on the Fantasy Network.
Wait, and if I can, Chris.
All the Gen Con ones and some of the Emerald City Comic Con ones.
So the advantage to the Fantasy Network, for those of you who don't know, is you don't have to watch your stuff on YouTube anymore. You can use Chromecast, Roku, Apple TV.
Fire TV?
Fire TV.
Yeah.
I think,
I know the names of things.
Yeah. Anyway, you can watch it on your TV and use it through that stuff. It's kind of like Netflix for us. And just so you know, we are also uploading new stuff all the time. Rocket Men.
Oh, yeah.
Which Connor Marks is in, and also some of our other friends in Seattle is on there now. And also we just dropped a brand new animated short called The Witch of Deadwood.
There you go. So please go ahead and check that out. And again, everyone who supports us on Patreon does get access to the Fantasy Network as part of just as a thank you for being a backer on that.
Ruby.
Additionally, through the Fantasy Network, you also are directed over to, through Patreon and such, you are directed over to Discord, which if you didn't know, we have a very active Discord channel that you can check out. Our Discord, what's the right word for it? App, channel, place,
Chat room.
hangout, chat room. Discord, if you have not been there before, I'm guessing since you're watching us on Twitch you have, but just in case. Discord is a great place to get in touch with other Zoe fans, to get in touch with the cast and crew, hear about what's going on, and just stay really in the loop on the latest and greatest coming through the world of Zombie Orpheus Entertainment.
And I think they threw it up in chat, but to be on our Discord, you do need to have our server number.
Yes.
Which is on our Twitter and our Facebook, and it's thrown in a chat. So just so you don't get confused.
Yes. And
or if you do get confused, there's a solution.
It's a small change, and I don't know if I should tell this to Mark or if I should tell this to Pax or whoever else, but just for the record, it's going to be The Family Business, not just Family Business, for the title tonight. I know it's a small article, but
it's important to you.
It's important to me, so I'm just going to say that out there.
Therefore.
There you go. So that's stuff that's going on, and Mag's introduced herself, and we'll go through and introduce everyone else in just a moment. We also have the Zoe Live YouTube channel. If you've not been checking that out,
that's brand new.
Yeah, it's one of the places where things are going now to live on YouTube. Without getting into all the nitty gritty, it turns out that YouTube's algorithms they exist, and the way they work
for a 3-hour tabletop show.
Yes, it works a lot better for us if we split off Zoe live streaming content from regular Zoe content. And for those of you who want ugly details on that, go to Discord. We'll tell you all about it. You can also check out the Masters of the Metaverse podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher. I don't know what Stitcher is, but it's there, and on other places as well. Maggie, you were also going to talk a little bit about
Kickstarter.
The Kickstarters that we've got going on. Yeah.
We have a Kickstarter going right now. Well, we don't. Zombie Orpheus doesn't, but someone that is included in Zombie Orpheus does. His name is Matt Vansel.
Oh, you can see him on Masters of the Metaverse starting next week.
Oh, what?
You
He's going to
can.
be here next week?
Oh, what a coincidence.
Hi.
He has a Kickstarter for his brand new novel, The Fatal Frontier, which follows the story of a girl named Webb, who is part of a, I think it's a Truckian universe. We're in,
So
in
kind
the
of a
future.
Starfleet-esque
Yep. And
organization.
we would love for you to throw some backing into that. It would really help us out. We're at a 57% funded right now, which is great. I just got art for some of the rewards, which we will be dropping
The
tomorrow.
pins look really good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So it's going to be very cool. There's some good rewards, and you're supporting Matt Vansel, and you're supporting new stories being told, which is also something that we really like and approve of doing.
They're also telling a story that takes place in space.
They're also supporting you and Christian because you get paid if it funds. So let's be honest about that.
No, but really, we're throwing stuff up, and but the thing about this Kickstarter is though, because it's not a Zoe Kickstarter, it's not a Fantasy Network Kickstarter, it's just Matt's Kickstarter. We don't. We can do the spread and we can post on those pages, but word of mouth is really our best friend here, and it's you guys who are going to get us through there.
Thank you guys.
You are our cadets in the
Yeah.
intergalactic space system
Well,
thing.
since we have heard
It's not written
from
yet. Of course, I haven't read it.
since we've heard from Vanessa and we've heard from Maggie, let us hear now from Mr. Doyle.
Oh, what are we talking about?
Christian, if you could tell us a little bit about how the game works tonight and,
well,
and how the store works.
Here on Masters of the Metaverse, we use something called the Tri-Stat system. If you're not familiar with it, look it up from Guardians of Order. You can also pick up Tri-Stat DX for free on DriveThru RPG. The idea is we roll dice and we want to roll low. We roll 2 of the same type of dice. We want to roll low on those. We also have things called meta points. That's where our store comes into play. Our store is very, very simple. You can buy meta points. With those, we can activate our various abilities for our characters. Some abilities cost 1, some 2, and some 3. So a good amount of meta points will get us going on this particular ride. Next up in the store, we have the cheat code where we roll 3 dice instead of 2 and we take the best 2. It's a buff. Thank you. Buy lots of those. And then we have our individual buffs for all of our characters. Lady Vale has an ability called Slap Happy, in which she can automatically succeed in all of her attacks. Lady Vale has multiple attacks, so it's kind of a good thing. But they all do only half damage, but they do all hit, which is pretty awesome. Kid Titan, my character, has the famous Crash Jackson Hacksaw buff, where I can attack every enemy on the in my immediate vicinity, which I enjoy very much, using in interesting ways. Then Bombshell has the using her assets buff, which is not quite as sexy as it sounds. It is, she gets an extra action every round in that round, so long as it is a non-combat action. Pretty good if you want to go into swarm form, or what else does Bombshell do? Swarm form. Then there's one of my personal favorites. You print things out of your mouth, yeah. And then there's my personal favorite, the Hex buff, Destiny's Child, where we take her normal ability to create haiku spells and make her sing them for extra effect.
I ain't got no buffs.
Then we move all the way into our trolls, and that's where a dicey situation means we have to roll bigger dice, making our chance of succeeding much, much lower. Meltdown does various effects, but lately in these metaverses it has been making our personalities change spontaneously, sometimes to comedic and often tragic effect. The rule of cool is obviously one of our big spending fun time buffs. I enjoy it when Keeson is not here.
So we all have a shot.
Because he always wins. How this works is at the top of the round, everybody, based on their initiative, announces what their action is going to do and the perfect world situation that is attempted in order to make that action work. The chat room votes on it, and whoever gets the most votes automatically succeeds at a +10. Everybody still has to try out their ridiculous ideas at a roll of -5. And finally, we move on to the hack attack, where for the big money, you can take over the entire show for a round and make strange and wonderful things happen that normally would not be possible in any metaverse. Also, we got to talk about our golden waffle. Once we make money for the night, we offer a golden waffle to our chat room. You pick a member of chat. We take some of their favorite things, and next week we have a song written for them that we think is at least radio quality.
At least AM radio, if nothing else.
And the short version, is how you play Masters of the Metaverse.
Well played, Mr. Christian Doyle. And I just realized I was going to have Sarah do something, but we should take care of this too. Vanessa, you brought up the Patreon backers, and that would have been, had I thought of it, a great time to hand out the buffs that they voted on for you all this week. Our Patreon backers are able to vote each week on buffs to help out the players and support them as they play the game. So, Kid Titan, you tonight, you have a +9 you can drop at some point, and 30 points of overshielding. Hex Destiny, you have a +8 and 30 points. Bombshell, you have a +7 and 20 points.
Thank you.
Aquamarine, you have a +6 and 10 points.
Thank you.
And I have a +6 and 20 points.
I'm just going to be nice tonight, I think. Maybe hashtag MetaPoint.
Aw, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Take it.
Speaking of some Richard, if you donate up to Matt Bansel's Kickstarter, you can name a character and describe how they die horribly.
Whoa.
And that does lead that we have one more thing to do. And Sarah, if you would just say hi, introduce yourself, and then thank the early tipper.
Hi, I am Sarah Sanderson. And thank you, BRock96, for a hex buff. And I wanted to let you know that I wrote down hex buff, but my handwriting is so terrible that it looks like hot buff, which I think is kind of sexy. And yeah, that's what I have.
Way to use your
thank you,
assets, honey.
BRock
There you go.
96.
And with that, let's hit the credits. We'll be right back. We're probably not out yet, so I like the pause going on.
I don't know.
Masters of the Metaverse, Masters,
Mark
Masters of the Metaverse.
Is it?
So did you restart the credits, or?
Yes.
Okay, I think we have hot mics as
Conscripted
well.
by a secret organization, a group of strangers is loaded into experimental metapods, hurtling their souls across dimensions and into unsuspecting avatars. With each trip across reality, these newly minted metapilots gain access to unique powers and abilities, slowly transforming them into true masters of the metaverse.
Masters, Masters of the Metaverse, Masters, Masters of the Metaverse. They travel through time and space and stuff. Control them, reroll them, throw them above. They fly through dimensions, this isn't a bluff. Heroes compelled, they have no choice. Bound by the winds of a secret voice. Masters, Masters of the Metaverse, Masters, Masters of the Metaverse. Masters, Masters of the Metaverse, Masters, Masters of the Metaverse.
Okay.
Oh god.
You're live.
Hey everybody, we are back. Okay, so let's get you all caught up on where things are right now. Let us explain. No, there is too much.
Let us sum up.
Let us sum up. So everyone at the table is playing a metapilot, which is a character who is able to insert themselves in some other reality through various technological means. That's what usually is going on. Over the course of the last 3 seasons, because we're in season 3 now, they have gone to all sorts of different worlds and along the ways acquired different abilities and powers and skills for those pilots they would not normally have access to. Along the way, they have unintentionally been bleeding those powers into some of those other worlds that they have visited. That leads to some of the problems they are experiencing this evening, wherein the avatars that they occupied in the world of Sentinel City, a superpowered world where everyone seems to have some sort of ability beyond those of mortal people, being good on my gender usage there. You know what I mean?
Nice
It's like,
work.
thank you. I like to watch the radish rock. I'm back on track, guys. Hi, how you doing? In this world that they are in now, those same superpowered characters are now learning all sorts of diabolical details about the world in which they live. And
Because it's all a lie.
because it's all been a lie. And in fact, to really kind of summarize and catch you up a bit, what they have just discovered most recently is that the world of Sentinel City, in addition to being this giant domed prison, more or less, that they are trapped inside of, they discovered that for some amount of time, their in particular characters have been in, I guess you could say, a prison within the prison, a prison of their minds.
Oh, mind prison.
Because Dr. Migraine used his telepathic, mentally powerful control powers, that was redundant, everybody, to lock them up physically and then lock them away mentally because they were getting too close to the secrets of Sentinel City. Too dangerous.
A little close to something I like to call the truth.
Exactly. Way to be a detective right there. At the same time, their pilot characters, because remember, everyone here is playing at least 2 characters, their pilot characters found themselves flung into this same world by unintentionally using some ancient artifacts, some ancient, we won't call them metapods, they were mystical columns of some sort of druidic magic-y something or other, that not only dropped them into this world, but dropped them into this world with no way to get home. So those pilots, after spending a large amount of time just trying to eke out a living and survive, and finding themselves cut off from their own reality and any kind of special powers, have only just recently begun to find some of their old meta powers resurfacing, and their ability to survive in this hostile reality increasing dramatically as a result. If you want more information,
Watch other episodes.
watch other episodes.
Or ask
I was going to say,
just go to the wiki.
yeah, check out the Wikipedia, ask around in chat, and people will be very happy to help you get up to speed. And if you're watching this after the fact, check out Wikipedia, check out some of the other episodes. There's even a kind of a hit these episodes to get the highlights advice thing
Oh, we have
on
the greatest hits
Wikipedia.
album. That's cool.
That is so thorough. I love it.
So as we begin, you all find yourselves, for the moment, we're actually going to start off, I wasn't going to do this, but I'm just going to tell you now I'm going to. You actually are starting off as your pilots. Okay, so that's from where you were last week.
I love how pissed Sarah is.
I know,
Now
did-
she feels like she has
Yeah.
to change
I know.
outfits.
It's okay.
She doesn't have to
We could have
change
got
outfits.
wardrobe ready for that ahead of time.
I didn't think about
You
it till
don't
now,
have
but
to
it makes
change
more
your outfit.
sense.
I know you're prepared. Just saying.
I'm going. I'll be right back. I
Well,
gotta
worth
put
it.
on my hair.
That was amazing.
So if you recall, the last time we saw the pilots was actually just last week. You had gotten on board a giant airship
Right.
run by Antonio, who goes by Tony.
Right,
Remember
right.
Tony, he was talking to you about all the things, telling you what was going on in the world. And Tony is a salesman. He was taking things off to the city of Elysium, which is this giant city on stilts.
Yep.
And he was going to take you out there and show you around because you wanted to go check this place out. And in the middle of your conversation with him, your old friend Thomas, a former
right.
former metapilot whose physical form had died, but whose soul or something, essence, personality, somehow got lost in the machine, in the system, in the world of the metapods. Thomas reappeared after a prolonged absence, taking over.
I'm listening.
I like that the costume state
This
changes.
is all happening because of you.
Yeah, I know. The best part is this won't be that long. Taking over the body of
Operation.
Thomas.
It's okay, as long as you keep it so that you keep changing it on her every time she finally finishes, we're good.
It's cool. I'm going to have to probably ride the bus home, but it's good.
If you try the bus home, that is ridiculous and we need to talk.
But yeah, so Thomas is back, and he's told you all, that he's happy to see you, and that's where we kind of left off. As you were on the airship, Thomas had just reappeared, and had told you it was time to get you guys back home. Does this ring a bell?
Yeah.
I know it's been a week, but
Yeah.
we're all back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes my thinking face looks like a confused face. I'm sorry.
So we'll just end right there. Not for the night, but I mean, I've talked enough. That's the scenario. So Thomas is just standing there in the form of Tony, looking at you kind of expectantly. As it happened, I needed to basically be reformatted.
Yeah.
So you rebooted yourself for 9 months?
Yeah, it took a really long time.
The problem is, we'll use the term reboot, as there's not really an appropriate equivalent, but more or less, it's kind of like rebooting the internet.
Oh.
So, can you get us back?
No, not exactly, but I can tell you how to get back, or at least I can tell you the theory that is currently the most probable for returning you to the world in which I believe you would like to return. Unless you're all happy here, which is a valid option.
No, this place is
It's just
really lame.
horrible.
Question: is this your theory, or is it a theory that someone else came up with and told you to tell us?
It's a little of each.
Who knows where here?
The founders.
Okay.
So the founders told you the theory. Yes.
The founders had reached out, having lost contact with you in any shape or form, and becoming aware over time of the destruction of the temple. You may recall that that's what got you here in the first place.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Relive it.
as they went through and tried to determine what had actually taken place and figure out the aftermath of Jebediah's assault on the temple, I was tasked with the purpose of finding a way to retrieve you. At first, we weren't sure exactly what had happened. There was the potential that some of you had just been lost amidst the rubble and were unfortunately dead. I'm happy to say that does not appear to be the case, as you are in fact here.
And alive.
This is true.
Right.
Right.
So,
So what's the theory?
yeah.
Yeah. What do we have to do?
Well, as you are aware, typically when you leap into another reality such as this, you do so via the means of a metapod. And your
Right.
physical form is still in our world, the world in which, well, I guess I'm not technically there either, but you know of which I speak. Your physical form would remain behind while your essence, your soul, whatever else, would be inserted into the avatar in another space.
Right.
Unfortunately, in this case, all of you is here.
Right.
Yes.
So the metapod route would seem to be a dead end.
Right. Because that would just kind of like split us into two again or something.
It could
right?
make things even more complicated, if not worse. However, in a comedic sort of thing, I have run scenarios in which it is theoretically possible that you could turn each other into avatars. Anyway, no, instead,
That's really scary.
I really don't want somebody else living. I mean, through me.
Right, but we do it all the time.
Right. I know, but I still wouldn't like it.
I can give you the printouts at some point if you'd like to peruse them in your leisure.
I would.
I prefer to drive.
This whole time,
Yes.
he's also still piloting the airship, kind of towards Elysium, actually.
So what was Tony's deal?
Tony?
Yeah, the guy whose body you're in.
Oh, right, I forgot. It's been a while since I've driven one of these.
It's been a while.
Let me find out.
I mean, was he going to sell us out?
There is no evidence whatsoever of that in his mental records. As near as I can determine, he is a tradesman, a merchant. It appears he was on his way to Elysium to sell off many of the wares of which he is holding on this airship.
Anything good?
There does seem to be a large collection of older artifacts, various and sundry items. I could download a full list for you if you would like one.
I'd like to know how to get back
definitely.
to the real world.
Oh, back on that track. That's understandable.
Also, what world is this?
That's another good question.
Well, as near as we can figure, it seems to go by the handle of Earth.
When is this?
Well, it's not exactly Earth as you know it.
Right,
Yeah.
but it looks
Or
like a lot of it
where
looked
you
like
know it.
668 because of all the there's the Sentinel City sign, and
Correct.
the great big dome.
Correct. You are back in 668, the same as the Sentinel City world in which you embarked early on in your efforts as a Metapod pilots.
So when is this?
Well, giving you an exact year would be somewhat difficult. The closest approximation would probably be somewhere in the 23 or 2400s.
Oh,
23 or 2400s?
Yes. However, giving you a perfect approximation would be difficult, given that the timeline here is not the same as the timeline from which you came.
Right.
So
Right.
okay.
This is
so
the-
how do we get back?
Well, as you may recall, back in Sentinel City, there is in fact a franchise of Joe's Diner.
right. Yeah,
Right.
that diner that shows up everywhere.
Right,
Correct.
we can use that. Question.
My working
how-
theory is that by re-entering Joe's Diner, you could use its abilities, which admittedly I'm still not quite sure how they work, but you could use its abilities to warp yourself back to our world.
So, I love the idea, love Joe's. I could totally use some pie. However, we cannot get into Sentinel City.
That.
This is true.
Any thoughts,
So how do we
theories,
fix
ideas?
Not in the slightest.
Do you have any chainsaws?
As near as I can figure, your best bet at present would be to alter course away from Elysium and head back towards Sentinel City. What we would do once we reach the city remains to be determined. However, I will continue to process options along the way.
All right.
Okay.
Another question.
Yes.
What do you know what happened here?
In this world?
Yeah, any history you can give us? Any what went down?
Appears to have been
Why is
some
it
form of thermonuclear war.
The loss.
a thermonuclear war?
Correct.
Okay.
This space lost.
Can you tell us more about the Lost under the city?
The lost?
Yes.
Oh, the zombie type creatures.
Exactly.
The Zomborgs, I think, is another form of colloquially. I apologize. I have yet to fully reformat that section of my brain.
It's okay.
Colloquially. That's a fun word. Colloquialism.
Gosh darn it.
Colloquially, guys.
Thank you, Crash. Yes, in that way, they are sometimes known as Zomborgs. They do appear to be the result of some form of life-enhancing technology used on dead and dying human beings.
Mark, this doesn't have a click.
Dead
Makes
and
sense.
dying.
And Bombshell, does she have something to do with it? Are they?
That remains to be determined.
We're still figuring that out.
To the best of my calculations, Bombshell is still within the confines of Sentinel City.
Right. Well, she's a robot.
So she would live forever.
Right.
Functionally.
Okay. More to discuss.
So, another question.
Yes.
Tom, because you're just so.
I prefer Thomas. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Thomas. I'm so sorry.
Before we get into more questions, should we turn this thing around and go towards Sentinel City?
This is part of my.
Okay.
Here, so one.
Off in the distance, Elysium is slowly getting closer.
Right.
It's a very
So-
pristine city. There's skyscrapers up on the top. You can see as you're looking off there that there are other airships around it. And if you ever, I don't know if you knew this or not, that there was this ridiculous idea back in like the 20s and 30s to actually have people go from airships onto the tops of skyscrapers, which is just stupid. I mean, that's such you can't trust people to, park correctly. Like they're
Those because we don't give them enough things to park on top of.
well, there you go.
Right.
But anyway, but you see that's actually going on. Like people are, you can't see the people from this
Right.
distance, but you can see their airships with, gangplanks going down. The periphery of this city, you see that there's a lot of, what do I want to say? Brain not working. There it is. The upper area, like I say, you see a lot of, skyscrapers, and it's very beautiful. And, for all things considered. Around the lowest tier, you can see a lot of wind turbines, or turbines, as well as solar panels. You can see the reflections from
I
those.
like the idea of wind turbines.
Wind turbines?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Propeller hats.
Exactly, it's going round. And as you get closer and closer to it, you can also see what seem to be some scaffolding and ladders actually working their way down some of the stilts. However, this isn't going to come up now, but just so you know, that's not the main way of getting into the city. The main way people get in is through some form of air traffic. The stuff you're seeing underneath is really the slums and the people who are not really enjoying life as much.
We don't usually do that in slums.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
Yes.
my questions.
Uh-huh.
Can you teleport us to Sentinel City?
No.
Okay. Are you willing to stay in this man's body so we can pilot his airship all the way to Sentinel City and then get him back on track?
Oh, no problem. I've missed you all.
So do we mind
we've
stealing
missed you
his
too.
ship for a quick side mission? We'll side her up off
And what are
Sentinel.
we going to do at Sentinel City?
Well, we're
I'm
going to try to
Joe's
get
Diner.
in.
Didn't we already try to get in?
Right, but it's the only chance we have to get home, so maybe...
And now we can try to get in from the top.
Or dig underneath, or I don't know. We got Thomas. Maybe he can hack into
don't
it
have
or
nothing.
something.
He has started to change the course
We
of
don't
this
have
airship
nothing
now.
anymore. We have whatever tools.
Right, and we've got powers
guy
now that
has.
we didn't have before.
Right. I'm in.
So there's
I was
a
just asking. I'm not arguing.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, let's do this.
It is theoretically possible, as I understand correctly, that your powers are beginning to come back online.
they are.
If this is the case, there is a small probability that you may be able to use those abilities to somehow perforate.
Oh.
Perforate. There's the word.
There it
I'm
is.
sorry. Took a moment there. To perforate the dome and find yourselves back inside.
Right.
We're gonna try and perforate.
All right. Are these?
Pardon me. I had permeate and perforate both. There we go. They were filed correct or incorrectly.
Speaking of permeating, these dead little bugs that were chasing me. What are we doing with them? The ones that were in you.
Right. I think.
They fell out.
Right, but she's got them you have them in like a jar or something, right?
They seem generally inert in the jar right now.
Yeah, I don't feel like we should leave them here.
Every once in a while, one of them will kind of kick up a little bit, but then it doesn't really seem to do much of anything.
I feel like we should take them with us.
Great.
Definitely.
They don't freak me out at all.
I'll hold them for you if you want. Just let me know.
Okay.
All right, so far, the plan, as I understand it, is this. We are stealing Tony's ship, which is okay because Thomas is Tony.
Yes.
We are flying away from the place we are going back to where we originally came from 9 months ago.
Yes.
And then I'm going to punch the dome.
Yes.
I'm in. Yeah, absolutely. Let's do this.
Plan A, punch the dome.
Plan A.
Plan B,
Perforate
turn the dome into a bank and then punch the dome.
Perforate the punching.
The trick is, see, I know that there is a bank inside the dome already.
True. It may give you some sort of bonus crash.
So I guess we just got a little joyride till we get back.
On this super fast airship.
I can kick it up a notch or two.
Good.
Yep, still a dirigible.
No noticeable change in speed at all. I mean, it's
Still a dirigible.
It's a little bit louder.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's pretty much
Rosie,
it.
Yeah?
how long do we think it'll take to get there? I mean, it's like, probably as slow as this thing is going, like a day or two,
It's only
right?
going to take you a couple days because it is a lot faster than walking or running.
Right.
Yeah, plus
you know.
not as many things trying to eat us on the ground.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Put us
that.
into slavery.
Like
Yeah,
the
you
man
can pretty
bats,
much just gun it
the
right
zombies.
now.
Yeah, well, why don't we have
Man bats.
test out, make sure our powers are working just fine, and have Hex blow us a little wind in that direction. Nothing like fair winds to get us someplace faster.
You could do one of those if you'd like.
Do I need to write a haiku?
You do if you want to do
God
that.
bless it. Well, then give me a minute.
It's fun hanging out on all the scary parts of the dirigible.
And then after you do that, we'll kick back to the avatars.
You're just like hanging out on it.
Great. No, it's
If you want to start your
we're going
changeover, we're going to
back.
go
Well,
back.
yeah, I gotta write a stupid haiku though quickly, so it's not gonna be a great one.
That's okay. It gives them all time to change while you're thinking.
Right.
Oh
Ready.
man, this is gonna take me forever. Done.
Oh God, I keep getting distracted. Okay.
I'm ready. Let's we'll wait.
Besides, these are gonna be a lot more fun to wear in the winter.
Yes. Which we're getting closer. I had soup today.
coming.
I was so happy.
Oh, we were talking about having soup this last weekend. We just
so excited.
we're not there yet.
Soup.
Too soon.
The illusion's been punctured now. They've seen the pants, Sarah.
now everyone knows.
We all know.
Ah,
Pants. What's happening with the pants? Freaking out.
There is video footage of me wearing these pants.
I would really like to actually see
For
that
a
video
show.
footage at some
It was-
point. We gotta make sure we do that.
Yeah. And it was for
birthday.
vacation Bible school, wasn't it?
Yeah, and
I was a spaceman.
And a kid's birthday.
You were a spaceman?
I was a spaceman.
That's amazing.
A spaceman.
Space!
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
No, it needed that.
You got it?
punctuation.
Yeah.
All right.
Come on, Doyle.
Shut your mouth.
Oh, her.
I know, I miss her so much.
I know it doesn't make sense though when it's me. You're Doyle. All right, so
Yes.
I am Rosie.
Yep.
I wasn't originally. It's okay.
Just
But I'm gonna give it a little Hex Destiny flair
I like it.
because she's 12, 13. She's been
Yep.
here. Winds, please guide us home to Sentinel City. So hashtag blow us.
I love it. The
Gosh,
winds
that's
kick up. They
perfect.
had been, there wasn't a lot of wind, and what was there
Oh, I need to roll, don't I?
was not
Okay,
this
good.
one.
this was underneath your score no matter what.
The wind had been going kind of crosswise and not all that useful,
Crosswise.
and it wasn't very strong either. But yeah, all of a sudden it starts to pick up, moves in the direction you want to go, and you are noticeably kicking along at a much faster pace. And honestly, it was more effective than just kicking it up a couple notches on the the airship itself.
Good.
Now that is how you fly an airship.
So we
Aren't you glad
flash
you didn't die?
over
Yeah.
now.
Me too.
We flash over now to the inside of Sentinel City. Now, you may recall that the last time we were in Sentinel City, things had just reached a bit of a head there. What was going on? Oh, you guys had been experiencing visions as characters, indicating something was off, something was amiss with reality. As you were walking around Sentinel City, you kept getting momentary glimpses and flashes. Different things would change where they were located.
If we remembered things differently, they would change to whatever that memory
Exactly.
was.
If you questioned your memory of an event,
I trusted
it was
none of it
switched.
from the very beginning.
Yes, you were
because
starting
I'm
to
a
sound
dick.
more and more like some sort of crazy conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, I think that was fine. That was fine.
Yes. Crash's increasing paranoia was pretty entertaining, actually.
Yeah, Crash had really rubbed off on the kid at that point.
Lady Vale had been taking some, we called it earlier, beauty death.
Little
She was
6 feet under.
Yeah, she was taking one of those 6 feet under naps after a night of partying as a group. I love that you brought that. And the rest of you had gone on. Hex was going to be speaking that night at an engagement.
That's how I knew something was up.
Yes, we had learned.
Whatever.
We had learned that that Butch, the Kid Titan, that Butch Baker and Molly Migraine had gotten married, were living together, and reality kept switching around. All this stuff, and then you started getting these visions of someone standing in front of you. Little things like that were going on, and then everything fell apart, as you will recall, and as chat does. I'm sure, where you found you all of a sudden reality wiped away completely, and you saw yourselves very distinctly bound in a room with your old friend Riptide and Dr. Migraine in the room, watching you in this situation. Riptide yelling at Migraine about saying that you guys
weren't supposed to wake up.
Yeah, you said they'd never wake up. Et cetera, et cetera. And the last thing that happened, because the three of you were the ones who were here for that episode, the last thing that happened is we had Butch decided to try and shake himself to wake up, and managed to rip his he got enough Titan power going to pop the manacles off the wall, land down on the ground, and the last thing that we closed with was Bombshell's eyes open in this underground dungeon-y type of situation. Or maybe it's not underground. Who knows where it is? We don't know. It's just a room that you've all been trapped in for only the Lord knows how long. So, we go back now to the group of you, the three of you, standing in front of the hospital.
Well,
No, wait, just a second. I'm going to finish setting the scene and then we're in, okay? Okay, I can do this. Go, team. Standing in front of the hospital, you've just defeated Professor Naked Mole Rat.
All right.
For the record, this is the third time you have defeated him without ever actually seeing him. He has 3 times now attempted to unleash his hordes and swarms of naked mole rats from underground against you, and been just destroyed in a round, sometimes 2, without you ever laying eyes on him.
He is a naked mole rat. He, to his credit, has never really seen us either.
This is true. This is true.
He can't open his eyes.
This is
But
true.
he never gives up, and I commend him.
The three of you who are standing there, you two see, you've just had that vision
Right.
of
And
the,
I tried to wake myself
of the
up,
room.
but that didn't work.
You look over at Bombshell, and she looks back at you for a moment, and then she doesn't go into swarm form. She just dissipates. Like she goes
Thanos
from
style?
being, she pops into her nano wasp, but instead of them being like this concise swarm,
They just kind of blow away in the wind.
they just go into almost like a mist or a fog. You can see that some of them are still around, but there's no sense of, no sense of any kind of congruity across them. There's no sense that they are communicating or that they are in any form of connection to one another.
They just dust in the wind,
Correct.
like Thanos.
And then the sky overhead starts to go dark.
Oh, good.
That's always a good thing.
And it's the middle of the day. And the winds start to pick up, and clouds start rolling in, and then this voice starts speaking from all around you. You couldn't leave well enough alone, could you? Wait, he's still in that one. You couldn't leave well enough alone, could you? You couldn't just be happy. Why can't you just be happy?
Whose voice is it?
Give me a mind or a soul check, whatever's better for you.
Is there like a cape lore?
Or cape lore would be too.
Because I have that skill.
Yeah, give me cape lore.
I have this power.
Any of those combinations you two could do. You can roll if you want to, Hex.
7. I beat by 6.
Migraine as Major Tom.
Oh.
Why can't you just accept things as they are, as they should be? You've been given so many chances, more than most, but you keep making the same mistakes. Fine. Have it your way. Die here on the streets, where your sacrifice is good for nothing beyond your own limited sense of truth.
Doc, I want you to play this back later and realize this might be your first, like, legitimate villainous monologue.
And then when the rebirth comes...
Because I won't be able to do this for a few weeks. And because I heart Maggie. Hashtag Hexbuff.
Thank you, chat. Thank you, chat.
So,
Let's just... And then, when the rebirth comes, you can try and fail all over again, as you always do, as you always have, as you always will.
No, this is seriously one of Ezekiel the Undying's old speeches. I'm not even kidding.
And the hospital doors slide open behind you, so I assume you looked at the sound where they came from. And standing in the door are the members of Malpractice Incorporated.
Jesus.
Oh, no.
They do a power pose, whatever their individual thing
Right,
is.
it looks like the hospital advertisement on the side of a bus.
Exactly.
Got it.
Butch.
And you will remember that Malpractice Incorporated was a former team of teen superheroes that Dr. Migraine raised and trained back in the day. Consisting of Dr. Francis Firestone,
Oh, that guy.
who you may recall was Riptide's doctor, aka Code Red, Big Pharma, Misdiagnosis,
That's right, I remember these now.
Candy Striper,
oh yeah.
and angioplasty.
Oh, God.
And
That's
Candy
right. You were
Striper
so proud.
has a
She
big
has a
old
really
scar.
offensive sounding Irish accent.
And Candy Striper has a big old scar across her cheek.
We gave that to her.
Angioplasty, his only powers.
Butch.
Yeah,
Inflating
angioplasty
balloons
is...
inside people's organs.
He's an Irish-themed clown, you will recall, and he has balloons on sticks.
Yeah. Butch.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know that like I'm not like super smart and stuff like you, but like did you listen to his speech?
Yeah.
Okay, he said like we've done before and we will do again and again.
Yeah, I got that too.
What does that mean?
That we've broken out of this before, so we can do it again.
But I don't remember breaking out of it.
Hey Butch, go punch someone. Hashtag Kid Buff.
Thanks, chap.
Thank you, chat.
Will do.
But why don't I remember this happening before?
Well, he does erase memories. It's one of his main powers.
That's scary.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Meanwhile, we switch over to the dungeon room for a moment, where Bombshell finds herself bound and awake. Migraine and Riptide are still yelling at each other, and all of your compatriots continue to be all clamped to the walls, except for Butch, who's just fallen to the ground,
Still asleep.
still asleep.
This is tiresome. I'm going to just nano-wasp my hands and kind of out of the handcuffs.
They're not paying any attention to you. They're just yelling at each other right now.
I
Cheese and carrots.
I see
Peas and
Butch is
carrots.
on the floor, but I remember that I just left him and Hex,
Correct.
and I need help here.
Correct. Well, I mean, maybe.
I sidle over to Aqua or Ladydale. I'm like,
Oh, you don't have to be subtle. If you want to just...
well, I don't want to alert them to my awakeness.
You've only got a little bit of time before they're going to notice you're awake.
Okay, so I'm just kind of like bang on her with my shoulder. Does that work?
Give me a. Let's say, give me a banging check. Give me a. Give me a body check.
I have a 14 banging skill.
I'm gonna use. Shoot.
And remember, you're rolling on Bombshell.
Right.
I've been watching each week on YouTube, finally able to watch
awesome.
live.
I'm glad
Here's
you could
to
be here.
#Meta.4.
Thank you, Chad.
Hey, welcome.
Hello.
Thank you very much, Winston.
Okay. I'm gonna use my.
My best Pee Wee Herman impression.
You've got a buff. You can drop it.
Do I?
No, you've got a Patreon buff you can use.
Yeah, it's not enough. So no.
How could you miss your body check by that much?
Because I rolled an 18.
I'm sorry. Have you looked at these numbers?
No, but her Bombshell is.
Yeah, but
I mean, if you're rolling
my body's a
2d10.
10.
Gotcha.
It's a 10.
Everything about Bombshell is a 10. That's the whole point of Bombshell.
Tens across
It's true. I remember when we built her, and
It's like everything's a 10.
it's like, that's funny.
It's just a 10. So I didn't make it.
Oh, screw it. Yeah, you, in the interest of pushing the plot forward, you swarm form out of your manacles because this is ridiculous. You think to yourself for a moment, I mean, I'm Bombshell. I could realistically take both of them, but I should involve a friend. And so you turn over to Lady Vale, and you try to like rip her manacles down, but you failed your body check, and so you weren't able to break her free. See, made that work, right?
Not quite strong enough.
Right.
Something is, superpowered somehow. However, you are able to slap her awake. I mean, not slap, but
Wake
you
up.
do, yeah.
Put some water on her.
We are stuck in a prison. This is real reality. Other reality is where you pretend you died, but you're alive now. But you're here, but you're chained up. And they're going to notice in just a second that we're awake. And that's going to be a problem. So smile or don't smile.
Sorry, I can't get you free.
So maybe, and Butch, by the way, is over there on the ground. See his
Yes,
body there
I
on the
see it.
ground?
Mhm.
Yeah. It's not awake. So he can't help.
Okay.
But maybe there's some way we can, I don't know, use our powers to help something.
Yeah.
He is clothed.
Yeah, I could make him stand up with his clothes.
You could control him.
I could. Okay.
He is, yeah.
Okay, I'll do it. Let's
Yeah,
do
you
this. I am. Yep. That's
You
what I'm
could
gonna
totally
do.
marionette him.
Welcome
what I'm gonna do.
Welcome to Weekend at Butch's.
I'm so excited.
Okay. I'm gonna start to do it right now.
Okay, so I'm not gonna make you roll for this part, at least the beginning. So, Lady Vale, you are physically bound to the wall, so you are somewhat helpless in terms of actually being able to defend yourself. However, you are able to use your textile kinesis after concentrating for a little bit to start controlling Butch's clothing properly to pull him up from the ground where he's slumped like this. He
This is
pulls
working.
himself up.
Is it
I mean,
working?
he's still chained at the wrist as well now.
Okay.
However, he can walk.
Okay.
And he always starts with a double axe handle
walk
anyway.
is a strong term.
What?
I think walk is a strong word to use for what he's going to be doing.
That kind of like.
He walks at least
hang
as
on,
well
hold
as
on.
Lady
Now,
Vale
Lady
does.
Vale is a dancer and a martial artist.
That's
She
true.
can at least simulate mentally the balance for him to be able to move
right,
across
all
the
right.
room, I would think.
Trying
Yes.
really hard to.
And
I
I
imagine it happens in
And
bursts.
I like that because you're bound, you're still going to start with a double axe handle.
Yeah.
Okay, it's happening here.
I
So-
finally get to be in both fights at the same time.
As this is going on, and as the noise of Butch starting to get up, Riptide looks away for a moment and starts tapping Migraine, who also looks over, and the two of them realize that you guys are free. And
Hello.
well, this isn't good.
For you.
Yeah, good one.
Take that, evil.
And everybody roll initiative.
I assume I'm passed out.
When you say everybody,
Yeah, you just
Everybody.
mean everybody?
Everybody.
everybody.
What we're going to do is basically hop back and forth between
Okay.
these two combats, and I'm just going to let you guys hop back and forth depending on your rolls.
Okay. 30.
Wow.
22.
Jeez. 24.
2 plus 6. 28.
That's a low one for you.
Butch doesn't have the
Oh.
bonuses that Crash does.
Right.
Crash has that wicked high ACV that adds quite a bit, plus lightning reflexes.
Okay.
Butch has one of those things.
So I'm going to have all of the bad guys go at once, just because it'll make life easier. Well, okay, so if I go with the initiative the way it's rolled right now, it's going to go your side, your side, your side, your side.
Mm-hmm.
But we could just do one and the other.
I think that's the way to do it.
Whose
agree.
initiative as a total was higher? What?
We'll just average them out. I like this. It's diplomatic.
That's very, very math teacher of you. Your guys' initiative was higher. You two,
Okay.
Bombshell and Aquamarine will go first then. And Kid Titan and Hex will go next.
I'm so sorry.
You let me down, Maggie. We're through.
It's over.
Are there any computers in this dungeon?
There's you.
I didn't know if there were other computers in the dungeon.
So we're going to start off
There's
with
you.
Migraine and Riptide, seeing that you two are awake. And Migraine is still in the body of Major Tom.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, confidentially, he's been in this body a little too long. He's starting to. It might be having an impact on his personality. For those of you who have forgotten, Major Tom is a desiccated corpse of an astronaut in a spacesuit.
Yeah.
Right.
Major Tom.
And yeah,
That's
and
Major
it's
Tom.
not necessarily the best body for this ultra powerful
Or
telepath.
is it?
Does
true.
Does his suit have environmental controls on it?
I mean, yeah, it's got a helmet and all that stuff.
But it, like that you could beep beep boop boop boop.
He's not in space, so you can't like launch him into
I
anything.
don't want to launch him into anything. What I am actively thinking about is heating him up.
Ah,
Since
interesting.
he's a corpse.
Well, he's going to go first,
good one.
so that's going to happen
Nice
first.
bombshell. Trying to cook someone from the inside. Totally not a psychopath.
That should be my next shirt. Totally not a psychopath.
Yeah.
So that should be the Bombshell shirt. Totally not a psychopath.
Hashtag totally not.
Okay, so yeah, so Migraine looks at two of you and says, "Well, this ends now." And I need a mind check from both of you.
Yeah, we're gonna
And I'm just gonna tell you up front, you don't want to lose this.
I didn't.
Okay.
How much did you make it by?
I didn't lose it. I got it by 2.
Okay.
I don't think I did so good. Wait, is the 0?
I don't
That's a
feel
10.
No, I did. No, wait. No, I think
Which
I
one
got
is
a
it?
13 here.
I would strongly recommend using your Patreon
won't
buff.
be-
No, you got a 3.
But what's the 0, 0?
Oh no,
Even 13.
that's
yeah.
a 10. Sorry, I read that wrong.
But it won't get her to the.
Even if I use my
5.
buff, it won't get me there.
I promise you still want to use it.
I'm using it.
And then someone who could drop, say, a buff to give you a +3.
Don't have a buff.
I've got one.
My own.
There you go.
Dropping my kid buff.
Perfect.
Giving her the +3.
No,
Yep.
Can I use my own buff to do it for myself?
I'll
just do that.
It actually says it's for
Another
your
person.
allies.
Yeah.
Oh
So I'm
dear.
gonna use that
That's so
one.
nice of you.
I don't, yeah,
Thank you.
you don't want to
Thank
miss
you,
those
Chad.
mind control checks.
Yeah, this is important.
Thank you, chat.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chad. Whatever
Jeff,
that
whatever's
was.
about to happen next. And it's also in
Ooh, a bombshell buff.
I feel bad for
Awesome, thank you.
Bombshell not having success to her assets.
Access
To her assets. Sorry.
Thank you.
That's
So
okay.
here's a
I've got the
Bombshell
same
buff.
filing issue right now. Access, success,
I think it's just that my eyes are bad because I'm getting older.
Perforate.
And it's far away.
Perforate.
Colloquialism.
Colloquialism.
See, I said it right there.
Hey, new girlfriend.
Oh, it's like better and worse at the same time.
Interesting.
Just like a real new girlfriend.
Yeah, I mean, especially you're in the room. And actually, it's in your best interest that she doesn't fail this check because she currently has control
she's got
over
control
your
of my
physical
body,
form.
and if she gets control of my body, everybody dies.
Hashtag kid
Or-
buff, hashtag veil buff.
Oh my god.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you
So you do,
Great.
you
There.
are
Got
able
it.
to shake off this initial attack by Migraine,
Oh,
and you know
this
enough
messed me up.
about him that you know he was about to try and take you over. And I'll be upfront with you, had he done so, you would have been up the creek without a paddle.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Nice try, Migraine.
And,
So, Bombshell, you would be wise on your action to use some of your powers to make Mind Shield happen.
Yes, yes. And
Is
so
that a skill?
No, it is one of your attributes,
Okay.
which you are going to use.
Mimic powers.
Indeed, that.
yes.
It's
you are going
It's one
to
of
use.
kids. You can mimic it.
Excellent.
Mimic.
So then Riptide looks over at Migraine, who's looking a little frustrated right now because you clearly didn't respond, and says, I got this. And he takes his hands and just goes, and I need a defensive check from each one of you.
Building towards something they may really need. Hashtag rule of cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chat.
Thank you.
Totally failed it.
Before you think that you failed it a lot,
yeah.
just wait for everything else.
Cool,
okay.
cool.
So how much did you fail it by? Did you fail it by more than 5?
No, I failed it by 4.
Yeah, so here's the thing. And just I want you to see if you can figure out why I'm smiling right now. So who's trying to hurt you right now?
Our friend.
Our
Riptide.
our good old friend Riptide, who we've known since season 1. What are Riptide's powers?
Water
Wolf
powers.
shot.
Right. What does he typically do to his opponents when he really wants to mess them up?
Boil their insides.
Right.
Or
So-
suck the water out of their
or
body.
suck the water out of
Freeze
their
it.
body. Right. So who are the 2 people who he just tried to suck the water out of their bodies?
The dead girl and the robot.
There you go.
What was he thinking?
He wasn't.
He's so
Or
dumb.
he was, and he's still our friend.
Who knows? We'll find out. So he looks at you and, after
Right.
making his cracked migraine, says, I got this. Or let me handle it. Does this, and you are able to fend off this magical burst that has attacked you. And now it is your turn, Bombshell.
I would like to take his the mimic powers and take his ability to shield my mind,
Okay.
and I want to be in swarm form.
That seems like a smart move to do.
Is there more things I can do?
Mind Shield's going to give you a +5 versus any attacks he does on your mind.
Great. Is there anything else I can do? Like, do I have more actions?
I'd have to look at
Going
your
to
sheet.
swarm form is just a regular defensive
Right.
action. If you want to do any attacks other than a swarm form attack, you have to go back into regular form.
Okay, then I should swarm form attack Migraine.
Yeah, I don't have your full sheets in front of me right now.
Okay.
Turns out I can print here. I can't make photocopies.
Okay.
The more you learn, the more you know. The more you know.
Anyway, so yes, I would like to attack the miscreant.
Okay, then do it.
Okay.
Which miscreant? Riptide or Migraine?
Migraine.
Okay.
I
Riptide
rolled.
wears ice armor, you wouldn't be able to hurt him.
I rolled a 4.
You've got a 4 total? Well, that's going to be successful. Okay, how much damage does it say that you do on an attack?
Swarm form is 120 damage,
It's her hit points.
and I beat it by 10.
A little more for the hashtag rule of cool.
Thank you,
Thank
chat.
you.
You guys are the
That
best.
evildoer.
So you pop yourself into that version of swarm form where you're still able to talk. And you pour yourself forward towards Migraine, doing your little nippy, like, sort of thing. And as you do so, you can tell, because you're in touch with all of your nanowasps, that this desiccated husk that he's in is definitely not taking as much damage from this attack as you would normally expect it to take, or as you would normally expect the target to take.
Does it also taste disgusting?
If you were able to taste, yes, it tastes
It's how
pretty
she
bad.
eats, so...
Yeah, it's not your favorite food. He's not finger licking good.
Yeah.
Gross.
But you do manage to do a little bit of damage to him, so just so you know.
Thank you.
And that'll take us over to Lady Vale. What are you going to do?
In order to textile kinesis him, do I have to let go of Crash?
So I'm just
mean,
going to tell you right now
Butch.
that based on your position right now, your most effective form of combat is to use Kid Titan as a large, blunt object.
And then use your actual tendrils to defend yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's happening then. This is me directing.
So you're just going to have him go up to someone and try to punch them?
No, more tactfully. I'm trying to get a
I
hold
mean,
of
she
him.
could like just throw me across the room like a wrecking ball and have me hit all the walls. She knows it won't hurt me.
It's your call. What do you want to do to him?
So they're behind something right now?
No, I mean,
Oh.
they're picture basically
gonna-
picture basically just a cell
Okay.
with the 4 of you bolted to the walls, or 3
Great.
of you, 2 of you now, bolted, you 2, bolted to the walls. Bombshell has gone into swarm form. She has now flung herself forward towards Migraine.
Right.
You've gotten Butch off the ground, and he's kind of in a stumbling position,
I want
like a drunken boxer or something.
But more graceful than that.
A little bit. I mean,
He's like a really graceful drunken boxer.
Yeah. He's like Jackie Chan in what was
Drunken Master?
Drunken Master.
So yeah, I want to try and hurl him as hard as I can at Migraine.
At Migraine specifically?
Yeah.
Go for
He'll
it.
like wind back and then.
Give me the roll.
Towards the hashtag rule of cool.
Thanks, Pat.
Also do not run. Trust me.
Also, do not run
Winston.
at executive. Trust me.
Oh, the guy's name was not just Winston; it was Winston EXE. So don't run it as an extension.
I like it. Thank you, Void Smoker.
Thank you, chat.
So I'm not actually like trying to throw him, trying to like have him like run really fast as he can and hurl himself
Yes.
with fists up. Okay, great. Ooh, I rolled a 4. You see, just like she did.
That's awesome.
So you just have him go stumbling forward and like.
There's graceful turns
Right,
in
right.
there because I'm a dancer. There's all sorts
That's true.
of.
This is
Windmill Butch.
This is the most graceful that Kid Titan has ever actually looked in a combat situation.
Yeah.
Like in all these other combats we've seen him, he has been kind of like a brawler type going
Yeah.
at it, and now it's like this ballerina approach
Of
towards.
death.
It's
playing
like
playing the Sugar Plum Fairy theme.
Yeah.
what's the Brazilian dance fighting?
Capoeira.
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 That's what we'll call it today.
Could be worse.
It'll take 10 minutes to teach you about.
Could be worse. I almost said capybara, which is a giant rodent.
Right.
What
right.
drugs is Chris on, and can we get them?
I don't know. I think they're like mom drugs.
So what's it called again? Capoeira.
Capoeira.
We're not doing that.
This is balletic
We
combat.
broke Mark.
We're not doing that today, Chris. We're not going to teach you how to talk during the show.
I'm just asking for a friend. So he flings himself forward, spinning and kicking and just doing all sorts of awesome
Very graceful.
moves. And how much did you say you beat the robot?
I beat it. I beat it by 10.
Oh God.
Yeah,
I
you do.
rolled a 4.
You land a very solid blow with Butch as he smacks into Migraine and shoves him up against the back wall. Migraine definitely did not seem to like that at all. For what it's worth, you can't really tell this because you're not, Butch. You're just manhandling, veil handling,
textile
You're just using him for his body.
via
I just
fabric.
realized that. And,
Christian's very into that.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Via some fabric.
It is fabric. Would this be fabrication then?
Yes. Oh, I see what you did
See
there.
that? Yeah.
I was just like the word fabrication. Yeah,
know.
that means fake.
So you flip him forward and he slams into Migraine and
Phrasing.
and Migraine flings himself up against the back wall.
Come on, bro.
He seems to be not he a little bit caught off guard from that.
Good.
And it was definitely a solid hit, but again, you just don't get the sense that you hurt him as badly as you would have expected. So now let's kick back
badly as I
to
would have
the
expected.
hospital, where we have. Thank you, chat.
For the hashtag rule of cool.
Thank
Woo,
you.
woo.
Yeah, get
Thank
there.
you, chat.
No, we did it. We got
Yeah,
it.
we got a real cool there.
Ooh, love, cool.
Sweet. The hospital where we have Malpractice Incorporated. So Dr. Francis Firestone, aka Kid Code Red, Big Pharma, Misdiagnosis, Candy Striper, and Angioplasty are all there. So first thing I need a defensive check from Hex Destiny.
Okay. But I get to use my 8s, right?
Yes. And actually, I'm going to tell you right now, this defensive check needs to be for. It's actually not for you. It's actually for Harvey. So use your roll.
Coming after my bunny again, Chris. On the last show I'm going to be on. Man, I was going to be so nice today. I had this. I did a talk with myself about.
I know.
I got a 3. Thank you
You
very
gotta roll
much.
10s.
I said 8s and he said yes. Okay, fine. I'll roll
No, we're
10s.
using 10s today. Yeah.
Well, that's a fail.
Okay. So Hex,
No,
you get the
it's all
sense.
good. Not you. What?
So Hex, you get the sense. Candy Striper
It's gonna
She
die.
looks at you for a moment,
Uh-huh.
glares, and then looks off to your side, about where you know Harvey is, and she just goes, "Hey, big fella."
Ooh.
And that's all she does. And then I need a defensive check from both of y'all as Code Red unleashes a burst of fire.
I was worried you shot Mountain Dew. I was so concerned. I'm really glad.
I'm all sticky. It's gross.
Oh, no. He's going to ruin my jacket. I'm going to be really pissed. Defensive check?
Yes, please. Defensive check. This burst of fire.
Hello,
Yeah.
don't listen to Void Smoker. I'm a harmless evil AI. Hashtag no.
Thank you, Winston
Thank
EXE.
you.
Thank you.
No. No, I did not make my defensive
Okay.
check. I didn't roll under a 3 on my 2d10. Fuck. Butch, learn to fucking fight.
If you made the check, then you don't need to worry about this. If you failed the check, it's 75 points of fire damage. He is out. Yes.
Ouch.
Then I need defensive checks from odds evens from Butch.
Another defensive check?
Yes, please.
What's the attack?
This is Big Pharma, who is this bruising Hulk-like character who comes over to you.
Oh, I'm not going to make the roll. I'm not
It's pure
rolling.
physical damage. Yep.
Yeah, I'm not rolling.
Yep. Have you heard about this new drug?
Yeah, tell me all about it, big guy.
It's called pain. And he takes a swing at you.
It gives you lots of endorphins.
Smacks you in the face, and you're not even going to. So you're not even going to try and defend against it.
What was that?
You're not even going to try and defend against it.
No, I couldn't make the roll anyway,
Okay.
so why waste an action?
100 points of damage.
Ow, damn it!
Damn.
Is his body in the actual reality doing anything?
He's a little bit at that. It's kind of like jolting in his sleep.
Is he getting bruised?
No.
Okay.
No.
No.
And that's their turn. Angioplasty is just giggling maniacally and playing with some juggling balls.
Oh.
And
awesome.
misdiagnosis is just kind of sitting back to watch and see what's going on for the moment. And that's their actions. Yeah.
And what was their reason for attacking us?
We're in a fake world. There isn't one. It's just to distract us.
That's what I was.
Right.
That's what I thought. That's
Yeah.
what I thought. Okay, great. Whose turn is it?
It's ours, I think.
Okay,
You got a way better score than me, so I assume you're first.
neat. And there's a guy punching me. You say?
Yes. I'm also really enjoying that Paximo's in pain right now because I use the same horrendous catchphrase for Big Pharma. And I even saw her saying here, please tell me he came up with something better for Big Pharma. I'm like, you're going to hate this.
No. Let's see,
have
Big
a-
Pharma, but that fire guy sucks.
Yes.
I don't like him at
Yeah.
all. He can catch things and cities on fire.
And after he blew fire at you, he
Uh-huh.
like levitates up a little bit
Mm-hmm.
because he can do that. So
That's
he's got
awesome.
he's got like flames blowing from his lower half.
I've always loved fire-based powers.
He's also wearing like this red doctor's jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Like he looks like a physician except on fire.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's like floated up into the air a little bit.
A little bit.
I'm gonna just
He's
kind of.
like 10 feet
I'm
up.
gonna brush off old Big Pharma, who's probably trying to manhandle me in some way or another.
Right.
I'm just gonna kind of walk past him, really not paying attention at all to anything he does, and I'm just gonna, march right up to old Code Red and seeing him floating up there. I'm gonna grab by his ankle,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna start hitting him against the building over and over again, not holding back at all.
Okay.
I am attempting lethal damage.
I totally
because he is not real and he can go squish.
Give me a roll for it.
I've had just about enough of the damn Matrix.
Wow.
You did good, huh?
No.
Stupid Matrix. Okay.
I rolled poor enough that this might actually make him lose on both of his next defensive checks.
Unarmed 14. Okay, I'm using it. I'm using my +9, and I'm gonna beat it by critical amount.
Okay,
because
awesome.
I'm done with no more puns!
So how much damage would that be?
Oh, let's see. I'm calling it, special attack smash.
Mm-hmm.
If I put everything into it, it's 100 points.
100 points.
And that's if I don't add extra, like, super strength and stuff.
Do you want to add anything extra?
I'm going for it. I'm just going to dump it all in there. It should dump around 150.
150?
150 at base damage. I beat it by 10, so...
That is plenty right there. Oh, because 100 base, and then you beat it by, it's 150. And your item stuff, Code Red crumples to the ground after about the third
Oh, I get the red
you're
now.
doing.
That makes sense with all the...
Blood?
That's really gross.
Yeah. And he is just like, his skull is crushed in, basically.
Yeah, I've still got the ankle. I'm not letting go.
He's still oddly enough on fire.
That's fine. Now I have a flaming club.
I know you
And
do.
that's what I'm going to take everybody else down with.
Gross. A bloody flame.
So then we'll go over to Hex. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm gonna float something that might make people upset, but none of this is real, right?
Yeah, that's,
we've already-
that's where I just went with it.
Right, and we've already
Butch wouldn't
established.
kill a real guy.
But we've already established that if I remember something differently, it changes. It changes.
Typically, yeah.
Yeah.
Migraine is controlling this world, and you have reason to suspect he might be about to be distracted.
Right.
And the world around you is starting to, like in this fight, the world is every once in a while popping a little. Every once in a while, it's flickering, and you're seeing back that cell room. Except it looks different. At one point, it flicks in, and you see a Bombshell, going into good old-fashioned swarm form. Flicks out. Another point, it flicks back in, and
He's
you
doing
see
pirouettes.
Yeah, so you see Kid Titan just doing like the most amazing pirouettes and. Capybara.
Funnily enough, despite Hex Destiny's...
One of those words. It's one of those words.
It's none of those words.
Mark broke again. No, he didn't break. He just laughed.
It's none of those words. The people of Brazil are not watching this show, so don't worry about it.
They tried to steal our Netflix.
That was Argentina. Don't be
never mind.
racist.
Okay, whatever. Anyway. So, despite...
I like both Marks, but it's fun to listen to Thomas and break back there left and right. I love it.
So despite my charming personality as Hex Destiny, she, still being 12 and 13, does like to color.
Yeah.
And she has a very vivid memory of all of these people with no arms and legs. So she's going to close her eyes and remember them with no arms and legs, and open her eyes and see if they still have arms and legs.
I tell you what.
That's...
They're not real!
Would she have to say it out loud?
I mean, so here's what I need from you to have any shot at working, because I want to yes and on this. I want to lean into this.
That's good.
So the world as you're experiencing it was being modified earlier by Migraine, because he was trying to keep you guys from thinking that anything was wrong.
Right.
So the changes that were happening were not because you were saying them; they were happening because he wanted to keep you distracted.
Oh, I know.
So what you need to do is...
so like he doesn't have a lot of incentive to...
You have to convince
to neuter these things.
I have to convince myself.
You know what I mean?
Convince yourself that they didn't
Because
have arms and legs to be
I'm in. Let's convince myself.
So if you convince yourself, or you could tap into some dark arts with your magic and things like that. It's a couple different routes you could take that actually could... Capoeira. Someone spelled it phonetically. Capoeira. Thank you, our Green Paradox.
It's come up like 5 times, just so you're aware.
Capoeira. I can't wait to play Highlight Guy. He does capoeira.
So I just have to convince myself. Here's the thing: is that
he also owns a capybara. It has a capoeira.
Ah, man, I'm gonna miss Chris when he's gone.
Oh man, that last one though.
Where's he going?
I don't know, but I have a feeling like he just got some straight up type 2 diabetes directly to his brain.
Jesus.
That's a full break, everybody.
He did it himself.
He broke himself.
Yeah.
That was not predicted pre-show.
It's a superhero game. Captain Dad Joke strikes again.
Capoeira.
Yeah, that last one.
It was funny. No?
You're funny.
There they are.
He gets a cough drop from laughing at himself too hard.
He did, and I did not break everyone.
Yeah.
That was not. I did not.
And he did not break everyone.
No.
No.
Just himself.
I'm
Felt
only laughing
so
in
good,
disappointment.
You know I break because my head usually hits the table. Yeah, so do I actually just convince myself? I mean, Migraine is being distracted at the moment.
I mean, you've got different routes here you can use. Somehow, either you need to really believe this and convince yourself somehow, or you can try to use some magic. I don't know exactly.
I'm 12. You can tell 12-year-olds anything.
I'm just saying that, like, Migraine does not
13.
have any incentive. Without any sort of exterior motivation, he has no interior motivation to say, "Hey, the guys I just sent after them to defeat them, distract them, whatever else. I should just make them have no arms and legs."
Yeah, no, you're right. And I think I'm pushing it with that. It was worth a shot, but I think I'm pushing it. So I'm going to change course.
That's totally cool.
So I saw...
So turn east and do the same thing.
No, I will not do the same thing. So since home whore face over there made made kissy face at my bunny, despite it being a fake reality, I still care about my bunny. So I'm going to cast a spell on my bunny, which is I've got to roll for it first, don't I?
Yep.
Oh, that's a bad roll, but I still beat it by 2. So, give him fur like steel, the power of Butch Baker, sharpened teeth and claws.
Well, this will be interesting.
Yeah, no, I just buffed Harvey up.
You did.
Yeah. You don't give a kissy face to my
he's a
buddy.
titan now.
He is. He is.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the hashtag hack attack is, or even if it has been decided.
Aw.
But here my contribution.
Oh, thank you.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
We're maybe excited about the hack attack, maybe?
Oh, we think so.
We don't know. We never know until it happens.
No.
So I buff him up.
Okay.
And then knowing this is fake, and I'm a little pissed off because I know where we're supposed to be, and we're not there. I'm gonna sit down and have a tea party
Okay.
with Harvey.
Cute.
Can you roll me a mind check, a cult check?
I would like to do cult instead of a mine.
Anything that might give you some insight into the nature of the situation in which you find yourself.
Okay. Oh no! Do I save my Patreon?
No.
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 Okay, then I'll beat it.
You are not exactly certain what the ramifications of dying in this non-reality reality are.
Okay. You're saying don't have a tea party. You could have just said don't have a tea party. But instead I wasted my Patreon.
No. I'm just no.
To
I
be
didn't
smart
say.
enough to know that, yeah.
I'm saying
because you couldn't handle it.
I mean,
Kidding.
yeah. I'm also saying
Jesus.
like you both are very beat up at the moment, and
Okay, well then I won't have a tea party.
no, well, okay. I'm just saying that you have other.
So I cast a spell on Harvey to, make him stronger.
Right. Totally valid option. Might
And,
also want to use some of your other actions to heal someone. Is all I'm suggesting.
Sure.
You don't have to.
I
but
absolutely will. I will use 3 meta points.
You can anticipate that they're probably not going to hold fire the next round, and
Right. So I will use 3 meta points and I will heal Butch Baker.
okay.
How much does that heal me?
100 points.
Oh, more than enough.
Oh, wow.
Right. Cool. So that is. Then we switch back to the dark dungeon.
Are we?
Dr.
Are we rule of
Yeah.
cooling?
Not just yet. We will. We will eventually.
So apparently these are going to be useful tonight, because dear God, cheat code.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Thank you very much, chap.
Because we keep rolling like crap. Is that what you're saying?
Right?
Pax is just afraid one of us is going to die.
That's fair.
Thank you.
Always fair.
Okay. She and me both.
Is it my turn first?
No, it is Migraine and Riptide. Neither of whom is very happy that their first round didn't do anything. You're still swarming around Migraine, so he is not enjoying this in the slightest.
And Migraine is also in a fist fight, which is unfortunate for him as well.
Yes, it's not really.
Catwood.
It's not really his main. His preference.
Is Harvey in the room with us tied up, by the way? Okay.
That's a good question. I had to do some research on old episodes to figure out where he was.
Yeah. I didn't think he was.
Yeah. So let's see.
It is their turn first.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So Migraine is really not enjoying the fact that you were just like doing all this stuff.
And he can't mind control the piece of
Yes.
meat that's
Yes.
eating it.
Punishing his villainy.
Exactly. So he
Always have to be.
is going to. He can see that you are the one who is flipping Butch all over the place.
It's because I'm going.
Yeah, exactly. Like the sound effects are definitely helping with that.
Okay.
You look awesome on screen, by the way, right now.
Oh, cool,
It's really
cool.
cool. Yeah.
Good.
And he realizes what you're doing. He says, "I too can play at that game."
No.
And I need a mind check from you.
Oh no. I lost it by
By how much?
4.
Use a cheat code.
Oh no! I can use 3 points.
If it's against mind control, I don't think he can do it like
No.
over and over again at it. So
Oh.
I mean, it probably won't be the same thing. It might be.
No, he's doing something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have 3 points as Umbra. I could give a reroll to a teammate. If I take 3 meta points, I can give her a reroll.
Go
Oh
for
my
it.
god.
Oh,
Thank
nice.
you.
Thank you, chat.
Do it.
Meta points.
That's a
So
good
reroll
one.
better.
It's hard. My mind is so low. And we're using such high dice.
That's
Oh
not
no, it's much worse. Much, much worse.
It's not better.
So he looks over.
Thank you.
And Butch, who had seemed so balletic.
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 Oh God.
You know,
Balletic.
I blame the fact that I've been playing Wordscapes a lot lately, and so I'm spelling.
love that game.
I know, I do too now. She
So
got
you've
me
been
hooked.
losing?
But the thing is, I keep not knowing how to. I keep not thinking through how to pronounce the word as I'm trying to figure out how to
Yeah.
spell
I
I was like,
it.
what the heck is an achi? Oh, ache.
Ache, right? You know.
No, it's real. That happens with that game. That's real.
Okay, back on track, guy.
So Butch, who'd seemed so
Balletic.
graceful beforehand, all of a sudden seems a little more herky jerky
No.
and turns around towards you
Oh,
and bull rushes. And I need a defensive check from you.
Question, is Migraine
Actually, I don't need it now. I'll need it next turn.
okay.
Question, is Migraine in both Captain, or the Tom guy, and Major Tom and Butch now? Or is he just in Butch?
He's probably telekinetically moving my body.
All right,
What he said.
great. So, I would like to...
He has all the psychic powers.
Which, on the side note, the world of your that you guys are in is continuing to really get weird now. I mean, colors are shifting, buildings are stretching and shrinking.
Yeah.
Like the holes in the ground are opening up. This is and people are disappearing.
Okay.
Like at first, you start seeing people come out, like they're concerned, and then they start just vanishing.
Yeah.
Almost as if he doesn't have the bandwidth to maintain certain parts of the illusion anymore. Mm-hmm. So
I would like to steal another power and take over Butch.
So whose are you stealing for what?
I'm stealing Migraine's power of being able to tell whatever to somebody.
I love that Butch is just like hot potato right now. Everyone is
Yeah.
trying to take over Butch.
I am rescuing him from...
No, I like it. I like it. Give me the roll. Give
Grab
me the
the
roll.
news first.
Yeah.
Give me the roll.
I beat that by 4.
Awesome. You managed to get up just a little bit of gumption there, and Butch, who'd been going towards Lady Vale in an obviously offensive, gonna try and mess her up direction, does pause in his
And I
his
say,
actions,
Don't worry.
and now he's just kind of
Thank you, Bombshell.
stuttering back and forth.
So am I fighting with Migraine inside Butch's head?
I don't even know how to describe it right now. I'll have to think about it, and I'll get back to you on the next one.
Yeah, he doesn't have my mind.
What do I call this power that I just stole?
It's telekinesis, basically.
But Riptide, having realized that his previous attempt was so
Silly.
Ill-advised.
ill-advised,
Real silly.
starts crystallizing moisture from the air, and then flings a bunch of shards of ice at all of your
Attaboy.
And
But don't I have to be in regular form to do the power thing?
Yep.
Didn't I have to coalesce and
yes,
then
you
power?
so this will do even more damage if he hits you. So I need a defensive check from you.
I'm going to. Yeah, no, I didn't make it.
Okay.
You could,
4.
By 4?
I have a buff I can give you.
You missed by 4, you mean?
I missed by 4.
I'm just gonna
Buffalo
be.
only had 3.
I'm gonna be nice right now and tell you to not bother because I rolled 1s.
Okay.
So you're gonna take 150 points of damage
Ouch.
No.
as he full force blasts you with just this ice storm from hell, which is funny because that would be steam. Unless
That
it's
would
cold
hurt
as
too.
hell, which is also an expression. Who knows?
Alright.
Really? No one? Hot, cold, anywho.
It's okay.
That finishes that world, and we switch back to your guys's.
Wait, did she get to do anything?
Yeah, she did.
I did.
I
What's
thought you
the
did,
group
didn't
of
you?
bad guys
No, you
called?
didn't.
No, she just
I'm
got to
sorry.
defend.
I'm sorry. You got
I
to defend. Yeah.
defended.
I'm sorry. Go for it. Yeah.
Okay,
What's the group
so
of bad guys called?
Crash is Kid Titan is under control, and okay, I would like to now tighten Riptide's clothing around himself so distractingly that he can't
Good call.
concentrate on anything else other than the tightness.
Give me that power usage.
The Bowie effect.
That's better.
Okay, I beat it by a bunch.
I failed by a bunch.
It looks like you might be running low. Hashtag MetaPoint.
Thank you, Jap.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I beat it by 8.
Awesome. Yeah, I missed by a lot. So you're just trying to constrict his clothing and kind of.
Painful. Distracting.
Gotcha. Okay.
There's a particular area you can
Constricting.
constrict more.
Yeah, the painful area.
How much did you beat that roll by?
8. I beat it by 8.
By 8. So what I'm going to do then is, does it say anything on there about the damage?
34. It says 34 damage, constricting.
Oh, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you damage, but I'm also going to give him a penalty now on his rolls because you are specifically trying to distract him.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What are you trying to accomplish, friend?
He's not gonna be able to do it. Are you talking to me?
No, I'm talking to.
Okay, yeah, him. We called him friend, so I was a little.
He was our.
He
elf.
looks at you. Riptide does and says, "You think we protect the world, but we don't. We are the great threat. We are the ones who will destroy humanity. We lost whatever limited humanity we had years ago. Our powers, our abilities, they're an abomination and must be stopped. We took a vow to save humanity, and that means saving it. That means saving it from you and every other abomination inside this dome.
Your thinking seems very.
I didn't kill anyone. I just helped them see the truth, just how dangerous they were, how they reacted once their eyes were opened. That's their responsibility, not mine."
Your words seem very confusing, as you also have superpowers and therefore should not exist under your own admission.
Lady Vale, you notice as this conversation is going on that his eyes seem kind of glazed over.
How do you know?
Like he may be someone else's puppet.
Oh, he's definitely controlled by someone else.
Ah,
There you go.
Look at his eyes; they're glazed.
Because you're talking about Riptide specifically, right?
I was talking about Riptide.
Yeah. So now we go back to the hospital where there's all these people who want to beat up on you guys. First thing that's going to happen is I need a defensive roll from Hex Destiny.
Okie dokie. That is a no-go.
You have any buffs you can use to make it by at least a little?
I missed it by 2.
I have a buff I can.
What kind of an attack is it?
Yeah.
I'll give you
You
my
may
buff.
have defenses against it depending on the type of attack.
You feel like someone invisible nearby just gave you a bear hug.
I made it by. I can give you the +3 bonus to others. It'll do it. I can use my buff on you.
Harvey just gave you a big squeeze.
Yeah.
A very, very big squeeze.
Very painful squeeze.
Not the most loving squeeze
Yeah.
he's ever given you. Yeah.
I mean,
Take the buff.
yeah, I'll take it.
I
Cool.
give her my buff. Thank you, chat.
Thank you,
No
chat.
problem.
So then in that case, I beat it by 1.
Yep. So then you will not take all the damage you were about to take.
Oh, good. You're
On
going to make me
that.
fight my bunny.
But you are now grappled by Harvey, who is
Yeah.
hugging the holy heck out of you, and Candy Striper is laughing maniacally.
Yeah.
She is loving this. Says, "Not so funny now, is it, kiddo?" So then, Big Pharma, not knowing any better, is trying to take a shot at Kid Titan. You even try to defend?
Mummy bear.
You know, I'm just gonna actually. I'm just gonna channel all of it into absorption.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my defensive action to use my power
Cute.
my power usage and put everything into absorption.
Sounds good to me.
It's my turn right after his. Yeah, I made it by plenty.
Awesome. So he leans forward and punches into you for what would be 100 points of damage. Bam! And I'm guessing
Great.
you.
I'm just gonna reflect it back to him twice by putting out my hand.
So we'll switch over. Well,
And yeah, everything else goes into knockback.
cool. And then I need a defensive check from. That would make the most sense.
Contributing to the hashtag hack attack.
Thank you.
Yay! Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, chat. I also need.
To round off the hashtag hack attack.
Thank you, chat.
Wow.
I need a defensive check from
Thank you, Paul.
from Kid Titan.
Kid Titan, check from what?
Defensive check, please. As angioplasty comes up and it says, "Smell my flower,"
Ugh.
Oh, neat.
and a puff of powder comes out at you.
She's gonna poison me. That's handy for people who don't breathe. Okay. No, I did not make my defensive check because I can't make those.
Cool. No, it's not a poison. It's actually you feel yourself, your powers that have already been really heightened up. You feel even more ripped, like your adrenaline is just pumping beyond belief. And I need you, when you attack now, to roll a D10, and you will have a 20% chance of targeting someone else.
We are rolling d10s.
Oh,
Does that make sense?
yep.
So there's a 1 in 5 chance that if you're aiming here, you'll hit here.
Great.
Cool. That's Angie, and I think Misdiagnosis is just going to continue to sit back and smirk because she doesn't feel like she has to do anything. And Code Red is quite dead, and you were about to beat the crap out of Big Pharma.
Oh, no. No, I'm just going to look at Angioplasty, who squirted her flower at me,
Yeah.
and I'm going to start pulling limbs off of off of Code Red's body as I look at her. And I'm making an intimidation check
Cool.
Nice.
because I'm not going to risk an attack.
Wait, start over. Sorry, I was just getting messages about hack attacks.
Oh, I'm desecrating Code Red's body while I look at her as a form of intimidation to make her leave the fight.
Well, you absolutely succeed in ripping him limb from
Oh,
limb.
yeah, no, I'm making an intimidation check.
Yeah,
That's
okay,
my,
great
That's my
check.
action this round.
What's against Angie?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm attempting to demoralize Angie.
I feel like he could demoralize anyone who could witness that.
Let's hope so. I don't know what kind of roll it is. Soul, maybe?
Sure. I'm going to roll for all of them right now.
It's not going to be super good, I imagine.
Would it be mind instead of soul?
Probably. I'm going to say mind. Either way, I rolled a 3, so I made it.
Cool.
Nice.
If that was a defensive check, I would have made it.
Wow.
That's how good.
That's how good it was. Very
So, angioplasty, actually, as you're watching you do this, says, "That's a neat trick. How do you put them back together?"
That didn't work.
But Misdiagnosis, who was the one who's been kind of hanging out watching this, goes and just walks back into the hospital.
Whoa.
Cool. And I have a 20% chance on my second attack of hurting somebody, so sorry.
Okay.
No, they're fine.
Let's see. So
That's the riposte attack against Big Pharma.
yeah, so Misdiagnosis is out of the situation. Code Red has been eviscerated. That I did not see coming.
And I made my attack by 3 on Big Pharma,
Cool.
which is the redirect attack from before.
Awesome. So how much damage is that?
100 plus whatever he would hit me for.
That's not good.
It's not good.
That's not good at all.
For him.
No. So yeah, that's really not good. So
I'm picturing like when Mo used to try and hit Curly with the hammer and it would bounce off his head and hit him.
yeah, pretty much he comes up and tries to swing at you and punches into your fist. And you hear an audible crack. in his
Deadpool
forearm.
punching Colossus time.
Yep. And that is going to have a mark, no pun intended, on Big Pharma. And next up to bat is going to be Hex Destiny.
Okay, well, I get 2 actions, so I'm doing 2 things.
Yeah.
I'm currently getting a bear hug from Harvey, which is kind of painful.
Correct. Very painful.
So the first thing I'm going to say is, Mercy, go. And
Sure.
Mercy is going to slice the crap out of Candy Striper.
Oh, your sword.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Okay.
So it's a soul versus soul roll.
Okay.
Well, this says soul versus hex. I'm confused by that, but...
You roll
Hex is soul.
It's a soul-based attack.
Right. So it's just soul versus soul.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Dropping
okay.
things all over the place.
So... Ooh, I wish I hadn't used my Patreon earlier.
All
Okay.
you have to do is make an attack,
Oh.
and then she makes a soul roll
Oh.
to resist.
Okay. Well, then I assume that's a success.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're fine.
Okay.
Cool.
So she has to make a soul roll.
Oh, yeah. I've already done that.
Okay. Did she make it?
No.
Cool. If she fails, she's banished to the Feywild.
Oh, yeah, only if you drain her down.
All the way.
Oh,
down.
if only
way.
drain.
You'll be
Okay,
doing the
well,
first
she's.
attack.
I just
She
took
just-
away
but-
2 of her soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't like that.
That's
Yeah,
so
it's
good,
bad
though.
for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then for my second action,
Funny enough, Candy Striper, primarily body, not a lot of soul.
well, that's okay because there's less times I have to hit her.
Yeah.
Make her go away. She's not gonna like it in the Feywild.
No,
either.
she didn't like this at all, actually, the slashing that you just did.
So for the second action, because I'm with Harvey, right?
Yep.
He's got me, so I'm gonna cast a spell,
Okay.
which is successful by 1. Which is Mind Meld with Harvey. Remember the love we share. Best friends forever. We're gonna Mind Meld, and I'm gonna take him back over. I'm gonna get him back on track.
That's really cute.
Yeah, that's super cute.
Thanks. I'm hoping it's an okay action.
And you do. Harvey, you feel the grip on you lessen
into
a bit.
love. Good.
He hasn't completely let go because he's still a little confused.
Right, but we're
But
remembering
he's
all of our
nowhere
tea
near as
parties,
aggressive as he
our
had
pillow
been.
fights, and our forts.
Yep.
You know,
So-
dismembering things in the Feywild together and laughing about it.
That will kick us back over to the dungeon,
The dungeon.
where I'm trying to remember now because I've lost track what just happened. Let's see, we've got Butch being...
Everybody's fighting over Butch's
Everyone's
body.
fighting over Butch. That's true. Like
If I
She
leave
control.
the controlling of Butch, does that then default to Migraine controlling him? Do I have
that was
to?
like 150 damage to you, wasn't it? Or how much
Yeah.
was it?
Yeah,
The ice?
150.
Yeah, but you had Patreon backing and yeah, okay.
Oh, that's right.
I'm just trying to track everything here. What was your question about Butch?
Is it like a layered thing? So is Lady Vale controlling him, but then superseding that is Migraine controlling him, but superseding that
Until
is
you
me?
all drop your attempts to control him, you're all in that pool, so to speak. But if
Oh.
the 2 of you left, for example, then he will default to having control of Butch right now.
Okay, so I should
Okay.
stay with that. Do I have to?
Right now, you're on top. Picture like,
Yeah,
have you ever
it's like
seen
a
the
layer
thing with
cake.
this? Or like the thing with the baseball bat where
Yeah.
people try to see who's going to
Yeah,
go.
I'm right on
You
there.
know,
Okay.
you're Eagle Claw right now.
Do I have to actively be there, or is it just something that is
Riptide
now?
can't do anything, so she's on top. No one can beat her until they. Never mind.
Do I have to like keep doing actions to make that stay, or
I mean, you need to keep it as part of what you're doing. Yes.
okay?
If you stop including it in your routine of stuff, I won't say that it's the only action you can do this
Okay.
round if that's what you're trying to get at.
Yeah, but I
because
can. I have
frankly,
to
that'll
think
be
about
boring.
him while I'm doing
but-
something else.
But you are going to have to dedicating some energy towards that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yes, you will fall out of it and it will default back to Migraine.
Okay, that was my question about that.
That said, Lady Vale can also start making some attempts to reacquire control. Like you're all fighting for the controls of this ship right now.
Okay,
Everyone's decided that it's not good to have
the other person in charge of
a
him.
Butch. Yeah, like somehow no one wants anyone else to have the Superman. I don't know
Yeah.
why. It's the weirdest thing.
Superman.
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 Take Superman.
All right. In order to get Titan, doesn't he have to do like certain gestures?
He does a little Titan dance to get his stuff.
Can I make him do the Titan dance and
Yes,
get
you can.
Titan?
You unequivocally
No.
can make him do it.
To get Titan.
I mean, you can do whatever he's been able to do before when it comes to summoning Titan.
Right. I want to summon the end goal being summoning Titan.
You gotta make him talk.
What he has done before.
Okay. Can I send a nanowasp to into his voice and be like talking for him?
It needs to be him, but if you really wanted to, you do have enough control that you could start compressing his lungs
Oh yeah, I could do
and manipulating his vocal cords and making him speak.
And then Bombshell gets everything she's wanted, which is to
In
be inside of
fact,
Titan.
I tell you what.
She knows all the words, you know.
In fact, I tell you what right now.
Voice.
If you were both comfortable with this,
Yes, you would have to.
if I can take
consent
it,
is important.
I'd like to use a buff from each one of you.
Yeah.
I will let you contribute to helping this because you are also fighting for control. And if you communicate out what you're going to try and do,
Because
the
if
two
you
of
control
you.
his body, I can control his innards.
I like it. You got the innards, I got the body.
Okay, so then if you pull this off, you can then
Not a
force
psychopath.
Totally not a psychopath.
you can force Kid Titan into a full transformation. Which means that not only will you have been fighting over control of Kid Titan, you'll now be fighting over control of the end of the world.
He also gets much bigger, and I assume this room is not big enough
Oh
to
no,
hold
he's
him.
not that big.
It's not that big.
He only goes up
but
in size. It's
yeah, like medium to
He grows a
large in
foot.
D&D.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, we will. He'll pop
Sure.
up.
Whatever, yeah.
That's not to say he couldn't continue growing.
It's true too.
But that's what I would like.
He could also shrink and become tiny little Kid Titan.
We don't talk about it.
Tiny Titan.
All right.
Oh, hey, that reminds me. That's a great idea. Let's use a meltdown.
What?
All right.
Wait, what time is it?
It is 7:45. So, a meta meltdown is going to go off right now. It won't affect what you're trying to do.
Well, I already
just who's
announced
trying to do
so
it.
it'll just affect
Meltdown.
So,
the personality with which I do it.
Bombshell for you. This would be Sparkle Sister. Eliana is back in the house.
Yes.
Lady Vale for you. It's player's choice because I got a 4.
I want to be a Sparkle Sister too.
Okay, Vega's back.
I don't know which one is yours.
Let's see. For Hex, that is good.
Another sparkle.
Sister Opal.
Oh,
What is this
really?
one
You don't
from?
mind?
And Richard Gatling
This is so
has
pretty.
come back to the table.
One
for,
sparkle.
I can use her stories.
I like it.
Using Sarah's glasses.
Do it.
So chat, for those of you who are just chiming in or don't know exactly what the heck is going on, which is cool because we don't either, the buff that just went off, Meta Meltdown, has been modified for this version of the show that we're doing, but the short version is it is forcing the players, their avatars, their characters to rip back and forth into other previous identities that they have occupied. And in this case, 2 of them are occupying former Sparkle Sisters, their magical space princesses. Hex over there is
Hello. I can't
Sister
get my
Opal,
wand
the
without knocking.
octogenarian paladin, and Sir Richard Gatling.
That's
Professor Richard Gatling.
Professor Richard
I could
Gatling.
totally knight you if you wanted.
There is a
could.
gigantic gun on the up there if you want.
There
to
we go.
up.
I would totally just use my wands. You don't have to get that giant gun. I mean, it's okay.
It's
That's what
bitchin'.
makes you feel good.
I hereby knight you.
I almost have to use it now, don't I?
You kind of do. You kind of do. Except remember that you are still your superhero. You just have the personality of this older character. Yeah, that broke before we got it. For the record,
I
it's
don't
not our
like
fault.
that. I don't want to touch this anymore. It's evil.
I've been thinking about getting some super glue for it to fix that part.
What the heck is it?
I think it's actually a portal gun.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was in the it was at the old studio.
Oh, we should have been
And-
using that in the arena. Portal gun.
True.
That's okay.
So we are back in where the hell are we?
You're in there.
We're back up at the top. Yes.
You're gonna make a
body
Titan.
controlling his innards.
Yes, I'm trying. Okay, so they both acted. Did the bad guys act?
No.
No, they haven't yet. So that should happen first. You know what? Your GM got distracted, so they'll go after you.
Yeah.
They'll go after you guys too. Congratulations.
Hooray.
So we were just going to use our powers together.
Yeah, with your powers combined. So tell me what you do.
Okay, so like I want to control his voice because I want him to say the thing that makes Titan happen.
Right.
Because Titan is so much more dreamy than Kid Titan. Let's be clear.
I think they're both equally dreamy.
You too.
Thank you.
So what will you be doing?
I will be controlling his body while you control his guts.
Awesome. So give me, let's see, I need some rolls. I need some sort of textokinesis attack from Lady Vale and from Bombshell. I need a swarm form thing because that's what you're using to do this.
I beat it by 2.
Okay, I beat mine by 4.
Cool. So you are able to manipulate his vocal cords. You are able to manipulate his body.
Awesome. Good work.
I'm hoping
Teamwork.
that Kid Titan will humor us by enacting what his power change looks like. Do you remember your power change?
Well, I mean, they're just emulating it, really.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, the time for it. Matrix activate.
That's perfect.
It's working.
And then pulses of energy rip off him and changes are happening.
Shazam!
And he blows up a good quarter size bigger than he was.
So much better.
Awesome.
Ah!
So after you've done this,
Oh yeah, she can actually flirt now because she's not she's got the personality of Eliana.
after you've done this, Migraine says, "Thanks for that." Because you had to go into swarm form to do what you did, which meant you're no longer in solid form, which means you're no longer controlling him anymore, which means on the standpoint of who's on who,
I am.
you were third on the totem pole until you make an attempt to reestablish control, which means Migraine has control. So Titan looks over at you all. Odds, evens. Odds. That's disappointing because you're in swarm form.
Inside of him.
That's not going to even be. That makes no sense. It's got to be Lady Vale then. So Lady Vale, I need a defensive check.
I think you just woke up Titan.
I got it right on. I did not beat it by anything.
Lady Vale, I am glad that you, as your GM, I'm glad that you have some Patreon armor right now. Take 120 points of damage as Titan comes up and pops you one as you're on the wall.
Oh no! 100.
120. Fortunately, I
Good
think
thing
you had some overshield and
undead.
other stuff. Otherwise, you would be dead.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's use. Even if you were dead, it wouldn't matter. Actually, how much when you do? It's more than that. It'd be like 150.
Only if he gets a crit. I'd keep his strength about the same.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he could just move it a lot more at will.
Gotcha. Riptide,
Ooh.
seeing the opening here. You're still in swarm form.
Does that mean when Titan enters, that mean he's there now, right? Titan's there?
Whatever version of you, like the shell, this is
So
burst out.
he's conscious then, is what I'm asking.
A version of Butch is somewhat conscious now, ish, not quite
Right,
fully
but like
yet.
the Titan part of Butch is actually conscious.
Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, if they ever lose control over what's going on, then you're gonna have two characters to control.
Don't worry.
But I can talk in both worlds.
Yes, you can. And theoretically, if you are in both worlds, controlling both, and a meltdown happens, you might be one in one and one in the other.
Right, that's scary.
Not that chat would ever do that to you.
Never.
Bombshell, I need a defensive check as Riptide, while you're doing all this, fires off another blast of icy energy at you, an area effect.
Okay, but like I'm inside of his body.
He doesn't care.
Okay.
So he's shooting Titan.
Yeah. I mean, some of your swarm, you aren't all in him. Like, there's a lot of you.
Sorry.
Okay, I didn't make it, and I have a question about my powers. It says toughness plus 200 health
It's already accounted for in your
in my
hit
thing.
points at the
Okay,
top, yeah.
I'll just cross that off so I don't get confused. Okay, I did not make it.
I need to redo some of these sheets. They've been the iterations they've gone through.
Okay. I did not make it.
They take 100 and... No, excuse me. You made it by that much. Only 100 points of damage.
Okay.
Ice blast, and we go back to the hospital world.
And we get to go first this
We
round.
do, and Hex is working
Wait,
through a haiku. That's
I
not
think
good.
we worked together, so that was our turn,
Yes,
right?
you guys did a
Awesome.
combo. being able to do anything with Titan. Remember, that's what we said. You guys are working together on that.
Let's see that hashtag meltdown happen.
Whoop whoop.
Thank you, chat.
That is a wonderful idea.
Are you dead?
Who's still up?
I'm
Hey,
not
Berserk,
quite
welcome
dead.
back for a moment. Still up, Big Pharma,
I have 10.
Candy Striper,
Uh-huh.
and Angioplasty.
Ah, that is wonderful.
Yeah. Is it now,
Yeah.
Mr. Gatling?
Yeah, I'm going to make an attempt to get them together socially. I just want everyone to understand. Gather around, folks. Gather around right here. I have something that you are not going to believe. Now, we all love to stay warm, isn't that right, everybody? Everybody, during the winter, we get cold, we get chilly. Oh, we just cannot stay inside toasty enough at all. Now, this is what I call a Snuggie. It is basically a blanket with sleeves in it. However, I've made this particular one out of a material that is highly flame resistant. Why, do you ask? Well, I'll tell you why. Fireball!
Oh, so you're going to do social and you're going to do the social. I gotcha.
I'm splitting my actions. I'm
I
doing
love
a
it.
social check to get them within range of each other, and then I'm hitting them
I
with
love it. So,
Elf Moon's
so
Fireball.
tapping into Richard Gatling's bonus to social interactions and then launching a fireball from your time as Elf Moon.
Correct.
I like it. Give me the roll, please.
But it's going to cost me meta points.
I already did it.
Thank you.
I like totally didn't see the fireball coming.
I didn't either, actually. I'm like, what's he doing?
Ooh, 8. I don't know what my...
That's a miss.
It's a miss?
No, for me on my defensive.
You missed defending.
I didn't defend well, is what it comes down to.
Right, I see.
Fireball, I think the damage is... It was at the bottom, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 40 damage AoE, 10 ongoing every round.
Yep. So Angioplasty looks quite torched from that, as does what's his butt? Big Pharma. Candy Striper seemed to get away unsinged, but she also still has a sword sticking in her.
Right, and nobody likes that. Also, just to be certain, I want to make sure that I did not actually attack any of my friends that turn.
Right.
Thanks to the quick thinkingness of Mr. Richard Gatling.
Right. Well, and that, what I want to say, that mischance or that chance of you attacking one of your buddies is going away now. Like that was, it's not a forever thing.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Hexacity, you're up.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, first things first. Opal remembers a time when she was a little bit of a floozy.
Yeah, that was literally yesterday.
And seems to remember that Candy Striper blew a kiss to her man. So.
Also, she's dressed like a stripper.
I'm trying to figure out if that's armor or
Yeah, okay, look, it is armor.
It's her giant suit of armor.
Yeah, it's not being used for what it's supposed to be used for. She used pants. That's what I'm improvising.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Okay, I would like to use my buff because god damn it, this is working. So, I'm going to attempt this. It's most likely going to fail singing wise. But it is.
You're going for a Destiny's Child.
Yeah, and I'm gonna try to do Destiny's Child.
She's going to sing it, isn't it?
It's only
like the kids do.
Apropos, I don't know if that's the. All right, hold on.
Apropos.
Poison from the Fae, fill my kisses with your drugs, and on the wind go. And then she blows a kiss.
Ooh.
Back to Candy Striper, but the kiss is filled with poison from the Fae.
I
love you, Maggie Doyle.
Puppies will put them to sleep.
And I couldn't finish chasing waterfalls or figure out how to make it work, so I just faked it.
No, that's good.
TLC, not
Give me your.
Oh shit, that's TLC. Fuck, sorry.
It's all good.
Shit.
Give me-
It works. Oh no.
Elections wet. Fucking shit.
Time for a reload. Hashtag meta point.
Thank
you, chat.
And then
give me your occult check. Oh, wait, no, you used
it's
the buff
power.
on it, didn't you?
It's a power usage.
Yeah, you used the
Why
buff.
do I get
So I
totally not
get
a
plus
psychopath?
5 to my roll, which means I got a 5
Yeah,
when
no,
I
you're
rolled.
great.
So it's a big 0, which makes that a critical.
Yes.
Boom.
Suck it, bitches.
So this, like, candy-coated ball of smoky,
Bitchin'.
essence wafts
Oh.
off
But
of
like
you.
old lady,
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
it's
totally.
like a grandma kiss.
It's not actually
coming.
shaped like lips.
like
It's
this.
shaped like lips that have
I'm
missed.
sorry I think TLC instead of
off
Destiny
this side
Child.
here and off
I
this
did try
side
to
over
do
here.
Scrubs, but it didn't
Like
work
this.
out.
That's what it looks like.
Also, TLC.
There you go.
No, Scrubs is
Hags.
Destiny's Child.
Mags, that's what it looks like.
It's TLC.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just go.
No, Scrub is the guy I can't
Yeah, that's totally TLC.
That's not Destiny's Child? That's Destiny's Child.
That's TLC.
It is?
Totally
Yeah.
TLC.
I think
It's
you think
later.
that Destiny's Child is TLC.
Wow.
It's later TLC though.
It is.
It's like a different album than one.
Yeah.
What did In Vogue sing?
I don't know.
Sorry,
everyone.
From the soundtrack.
Is that I want to be
I
your
suck at
lover?
music.
No, that's La Bouche. That's La Bouche.
I'm actually not going to answer, but I know
La Bouche.
all of their songs.
He's very good at music.
Yeah,
As
that
he-
was La
as
Bouche.
a musician.
And En Vogue does
So
The Body
the-
Beautiful.
The big old lips go flying across the room or across the time and space and smack into Candy Striper.
Yeah, and it's just full of drugs, man.
And she just immediately
And
like
grandma's kiss right on the lips. I don't
I
know
know.
if you know that, but
yeah.
they
so
do.
her face just starts to melt.
Yeah.
You're never going to get it.
Why do I get the hashtag of
Never,
totally
never
not
gonna
a
get
psychopath?
And then,
And her jaw starts to like decompose.
honey, I think
Falls off.
you seemed. You know what? My sword will be able to help you. Mercy.
She appears to have a terrible case of the vapors.
And in an attempt to help her, my sword is going to go slice in and try to lift that jaw.
Give me the roll.
There you go.
Yes.
Seriously, why do I get the hashtag totally
That's
not
a
a psychopath
success.
and she's scot-free?
Oh, because I don't
we
deny
know these
it.
people are fake.
Because she doesn't deny
I
it.
will fully accept it. I'm a crazy bitch. So the sword hits her and takes away 2 more soul.
Yeah, Candy Striper is not having a great day.
Oh, I know.
And she-
You don't blow
and her-
kisses
her-
at my
her-
bunny.
Her face is starting to melt up this way as well. And like it's just starting to deteriorate and pieces are falling off. Wow. That was unfortunate for her. I'm just going to cross her off because I think she's out of the fight.
I think she's in the Feywild having an even worse time.
So, Big Pharma
You're right, I wasn't listening to music.
really does not like this situation at all.
The one where he's been punched a bunch and is on
Nerdy and
fire.
lonely.
I was nerdy and lonely too.
I have
In the
a
90s.
new drug. It's called pain.
No, you already said.
He kind of sucks at this.
I know.
And he takes a swing, odds evens.
He's just peddling the one drug. That's
He
all
takes a
got.
swing at Hex.
Oh.
Okay.
I mean, a defensive check from Hex.
Oh, all right, mister. Damn, I can't use it after I've rolled it. So,
no.
I only missed it by 1.
You know what you could do?
What?
We can cheat code it.
Well, that's what I was going
And then
to
we
do.
can have Harvey.
Yeah, that's fine.
So Harvey, can you
code it.
see Harvey?
I can see Harvey.
I'm still Hex Destiny.
Yeah.
I just act like
I
an
just
old
was trying to remember
woman.
if Hex could see Harvey or not. I couldn't remember for a moment.
Of course she
There you go.
can.
Now you've made it.
So Harvey
Oh yeah.
leaps in front of you, anticipating Big Pharma's move.
Mm-hmm.
Big Pharma comes down. It's called pain.
Unfortunately, earlier
He's
I
only
made
got the one good hand. to hit
I
with.
made Harvey's fur like steel.
I remember you busted.
Yeah.
I remember you did. The thing is, Big Pharma is built very similar to Kid Titan.
He's as strong as Butch Baker.
Yeah, Big Pharma does a lot when he connects. So he does 200 points of damage to Harvey.
Who doesn't take all of it, I
But Harvey
assume.
doesn't take it all because you buffed him up.
Because he's Kid Titan right now.
Yeah.
But it was a big hit. And had you not buffed up Harvey earlier, Harvey would be out.
Yeah, well, you're not
So-
taking my goddamn bunny a second time, Chris.
We're not actually in that reality. Even Harvey isn't real right now.
I don't know. I tried to have a tea party, and you told me if I died, we don't know what the consequences
Well,
are. So
that
now I'm
much I don't
taking it more
know.
seriously.
I know that the others it doesn't matter. I know that it matters or might matter for you. That's what I don't. But yeah, so Harvey takes this big hit and goes, drops down in front of you, very clearly stunned from that hit.
What was the actual wording? Give him the power of Butch Baker. I think that implies that he can absorb damage now.
He probably can, which
He
is
has to
why
be-
he's alive.
He also has to be ready for it. I mean, he has to declare that he's going to do that. All of that stuff.
Just saying, if Harvey
And
attacks.
why didn't he do that? Mr. NPC guy who's controlling him and jumped in the way without activating his powers.
Okay, then Big Pharma doesn't hit Harvey. He just hits Hex.
No.
My bad. He does 200 damage to
I'm
Hex.
just saying, why didn't he activate his powers?
He did, to a degree.
Oh, yeah.
It's all good. We are
He
good.
did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like when I turned the lights halfway on.
Yeah.
You just melted Candy Striper with one action. Like
I did.
You guys are very powerful. It's okay if sometimes some of your
We want everything to go our way all the time.
I know you do. Tell me about it.
All the time, Chris.
All the time. So Harvey takes a pretty big hit here, but he's still standing, or not standing, but he could be when he wants to.
The bunny is not sure to die.
Let's see.
Evil.
Angioplasty is still in the fight too.
I know.
Oh, it's evens.
I know where I stand.
This one's on you, Butch. Angioplasty comes up to you, looks over at you again. It's going to attack twice.
He's trying to do some mind-affecting thing on me again? Because that's bullshit, man. I'll kill her.
Actually, the first thing she says is, wait. Rule 4, wear the shoes. And then she kicks you with one of her giant clown feet.
How dare you pull your greatest improv moment and throw it back in our face?
It's okay.
It's the only one I got.
Yeah, and he didn't get to do that one in front of people.
Okay.
Yeah, it's true. It was a practice. But yes,
so good at practice.
She says, yeah, she says, Rule 4, wear the shoes. And she kicks out at you with one of her giant clown feet. So I need a defensive check for that.
Nope. Sorry, I should wait till they're done.
Okay. It would be, she actually crit that one, which isn't going to matter because it's you. So 75 points of damage.
Great. I'll just write that.
Hmm?
I'll just write that.
Yeah. And then says...
She's still talking?
Actually, doesn't matter because she's going to miss the next attack. I had something else to do, but I failed. Sad clown. And that is the end of their actions. We're back into the dungeon with you guys.
And the meltdown's done.
Yes, meltdown is done.
Oh, thank God we don't have another one of those.
It's right there. We do. Oh, wait. No, we don't.
But there is a really cool.
So, what do you guys do in the dungeon? You got Migraine. You got Riptide there.
You'll never get away with this, you
Migraine
fiends!
is now controlling Butch. Which reminds me, he can take another swing at Lady Vale.
Duck!
They go first?
I mean, they had been going first. I let you go first last round.
I'm yelling duck.
Oh, sure. You can go first this round.
Oh.
Go for it.
I would
So,
like.
Bombshell and Aquamarine, what would you like to do?
I would like to. I have a 80-point healing burst that I can use from my time as Emily Dickinson.
Yeah, burn some points. Do it.
And I am going to use that to heal everyone in the room that is on my side.
On your side, yeah. That's a 2-pointer, is that right?
Mm-hmm. I want that. Yes. And
I'll
after
let
that,
you use the second action if you want to do it twice.
I would like to do it twice.
Okay.
Nice.
And I am still in swarm form because that is why I'm not controlling Titan.
Correct. But you probably just saved Lady Vale's life.
Yes.
I mean, admittedly, if she dies, we know she comes back eventually, but
But
it
it's
takes
not
some time.
comfy.
Yeah.
Hi, Titan.
Hi. How you doing?
I'm okay.
Bombshell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So where are we?
We're in a dungeon.
Cool.
We're gonna get out.
Right. So it looks like there's 3 or 4 of you right now controlling my body.
Kinda.
You know, if maybe 1 or 2 of you let go, I'd be strong enough to. I mean, if I go full Titan in here, it's gonna be well, messy.
I like it.
Well, it could hurt someone.
Well, we could hurt them. They are bad.
It's a confined space. I could explode them and get the ladies all messy.
Yes, let's do that.
Yes.
Bombshell's into some
about you
kinky
sometimes,
stuff.
Bombshell.
Many people do. It is erroneous.
Your commitment to good is very, very clear, but your methods are also very, very clear.
Sometimes I need direction.
All right, which one of you
Excuse me.
suckers has a hold of me right now?
Right now, Migraine does. He's on top.
Is it my turn now? She went?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Okay.
You can try
Turn
and get...
me towards him and I'll ultra vision the crap out of him.
I tell you what, you can,
Try to get control.
based on what he just said, you know that there is theoretically an advantage to letting the Titan part of Kid Titan now have control.
Yeah.
However, what's probably going to help you the most with that is if you can somehow loosen Migraine's grip. So your best bet is gonna be anything you can do to distract Migraine, cause him any kind of discomfort. Even though he is in, this other body, he's still clothed. So I mean, there is something to work with there.
Cool.
And you can figure out what you want to do.
That's good. I was thinking of doing something just like that.
Cool.
I would like to use my buff and go slap happy on him.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh,
There you go. That is a beautiful
that's
move.
perfect. You don't even have to roll. So you're a success. You got what? 4 attacks?
Yeah.
Yeah. So so Lady
I'm
Vale.
just gonna get out my extra long veil.
Yes,
pieces.
extra long veil.
Her little tendrils
I did
fly
not
out.
realize how much
Fabric.
fabric is that tulle.
Yeah.
Is that tulle?
This is
Tulle.
tulle.
It's tulle.
This is a finer tulle. But this is lace.
I said the word right this time.
Yeah, that's great.
One
That's
syllable.
awesome.
That's
You know
my
about-
cap.
I'm glad that you know about dress fabric and window treatments. That's amazing.
It's different than taffeta because it doesn't.
Right,
Never mind.
right. It's not okay.
So I've got my wide
I
tool.
don't know about that stuff either.
This is considered wide tool.
Theater
like-
for the win.
Yeah, we're honestly the manliest men in the world right now.
So I'm gonna
I
go
love
slap
it.
happy here on Migraine.
So you don't have to roll it or anything. You
I
just
do like a nice taffeta.
from when you're up against the up on the wall, you reach out some tendrils from your own clothing, extending it out somehow miraculously. Just start going bam, 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 bam,
With the tool.
and then you double up on it and start using the some of the fabric from his space suit, and it starts stretching out, slapping him as well. And you're like, "Why are you slapping yourself? Why are you slapping yourself?
I'm saying that.
Why are you slapping yourself? Why are you slapping yourself?" And he
That's what she
is.
does. And I will laugh.
And he is so befuddled from what you're doing that he momentarily drops control of Titan.
Exactly.
We haven't done that in a while.
The muscles are real, folks.
So you've gone. So that's them. Migraine is not noticing that he has lost control of Titan because he's got so much else to try and micromanage right now. Riptide is just going to keep rinsing and repeating what he's doing, so he's going to fire another blast at Bombshell. Bombshell, please give me a defensive check.
I beat that one.
Cool. How much did you beat it by?
1.
4. If you... So I don't know. I honestly have no idea. It's your call. I'm just letting you know. He beat it by his roll by 4.
Okay.
So you are going to take damage on this unless you either someone burns something for you or you do something else.
I can use 1 point of Ninja Emily Dickinson and get DCV bonus or something.
Oh, sure. We'll do it after the fact.
And then.
Typically, you should do that before you roll.
Sorry.
It's okay. You're using your assets.
I am.
There you go.
So
It's a
then,
non-combat
so
action.
then I would beat it by 11.
Oh, I meant this one. She's using this asset right now.
Ah, the ring of GM control.
That's pretty cool. So broken.
I beat it by 11 then.
Okay, great. So Riptide fires off another icy blast, but you manage to maneuver all of your wasps in such a way that instead of it being like a big area effect on your wasps, they all get missed. Each individual nano wasp is going like Matrix style, flipping and twirling. It looks so cool, but you can't see it because it's microscopic.
Oh.
Migraine doesn't realize he's lost control yet. And so he is going to use his action
He doesn't know.
to he goes over to a panel and hits a button on it,
Oh, great.
and an alarm starts going off.
Oh no, not the alarm!
And we'll
Sound
kick
the
over to you
alarm.
guys now.
Wait, does Titan get to go?
Well, yeah, sure.
Does anybody still have control of him?
No.
No.
Oh, neat. Awesome!
I agree.
Who are the bad guys?
Them.
Those
Cool.
two. Those two.
Ultravision! Whoever's closest, really. I'm doing a flash attack to blind them.
I gotcha.
I'm not being cool about it.
It's going to be on Riptide, so...
Groovy.
Sorry.
Hope you don't like the use of your eyes, fiend. Wait, no, is that Riptide?
He's still doing it.
Dude, he's my homie. Oh, too late!
not.
Too late! I just ultravisioned your eye. I apologize.
Did you
I'm
make
sorry.
a roll?
Yeah.
Cool. Rip, you said you were blinding him? is
I
what
beat
you
it
were going for?
by... I got a 7, so I beat it by 8.
Yeah, I did not come close to that, my defensive check. Riptide, after firing off this other icy blast at you, this blast of light and ultravision goes into his face, and he's, my eyes! And just consider him to be more or less blinded and out of the fight.
I am sorry to have not told you before that he has switched sides.
Perhaps he's a double agent. We'll ask him afterwards.
I like this plan. I still have faith in him. Although he has been attacking me.
I have found my faith misplaced one too many times to fall for that.
So we swing back over to the land of Hexesony and Kid Titan.
Yes.
Ah. All right.
How many of them are left? Just the clown, the awful clown?
Is it just the clown? We're asking you.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Hey,
I got
GM.
lost. Job to do.
I wonder what this hashtag dicey situation will do.
No! No, Rabbit Wombat,
Thank you,
no!
Chat.
Oh, Wombat. None of the things you say are ever funny,
So
ever.
we switch back to Hex and to Kid Titan. You were still facing off with Big Pharma and with Angioplasty.
They both take 10 damage from fire.
However, as you prepare yourself for the next round of combat with them, you're all doing your Final Fantasy back and forth. Reality continues to be bleeding back and forth.
Yes.
And then at one point, suddenly it just shatters.
Uh-huh.
And you find yourself on the wall.
Uh-huh.
In control of Titan. In the same room as them.
Okay.
Katniss.
Am I awake?
The illusion
Real
is
or
gone.
not real? It's a reference. I reference things. It's cool.
Are we awake?
I could spin a nano wasp for you and see.
If it falls down or not. Mm-hmm. If you,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like
Nice reference. I like
Then we
that.
just get 2. It was 2
like it.
references we did.
I like it.
Am I awake?
Bombshell over on the side.
Let's try to even out that troll. Hashtag cheat code.
Thank you, Chef.
Maximo
Bombshell.
starting fire with fire.
You say that on the side. You say that on the side, and gotcha. So here's what I got confused about something. I apologize. I'm gonna catch back up. You're not back in that world yet.
Okay.
You're still in the hospital world.
Okay.
I needed to check a message. I just checked that message. I'm time shifting as the GM.
It's a double hit.
You're back in the
down.
hospital.
It's a flash of fire, okay?
Flash
Get
of
it right.
fire.
Flash of fire.
With all of your stuff that you've been doing.
Just kidding, just kidding.
Zig a zig ah!
It's not the horsing.
Chat, that is, I don't know how to read.
I'm thinking about a new battle
Okay.
cry.
You just read it as it is.
Chat hits Migraine with Butch so hard it combines the worlds temporarily. Chat,
Yes.
Chat hits Migraine with Butch. Do you see why my brain's trying to figure out how to make the sentence work?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking something's happened here. So here's what happens, because I'm just going to go forward, because it's 8:20 and the stuff that I want to make sure gets done.
All right.
Yes. So what happens is in the dungeon area where Titan is now more or less Titan, and you've just ultravisioned, and you've just taken out Riptide.
By blinding him.
Yes, you do the simplest
They
thing.
meant that's what chat decided, by the way. It's not chat as a person.
I get it now. It's hard when you're trying to not pay attention and looking and not
'cause
look like
chat
you're doing
is a
stuff.
person.
And we treat chat as a person.
They're
It's
great.
on me, guys. I get it. Titan punches out at Migraine. And as your fist connects with his face,
Oh, that would.
there is this beautiful moment of just like perfect bliss. and his skull, Major Tom identity and such. Your fist goes through the window, not the window, but the blast shield on the front.
I ask him if he can hear me.
Can you hear me now?
No. Can you hear me, Major Tom?
Ah, nice. He would say yes, except that his corpse face is up against...
I am punching in your tin can.
Except that his corpse face is now the back of the thing.
And it's fist-shaped.
It is fist-shaped.
It's shaped like the fist of justice.
And the illusion in the other world that you are in poofs away. And now you find yourself back in the world with Hex still on the wall.
Yep.
Titan is free on the wall.
I
Out
like
of
that
combat.
chat. I like that.
I'm so confused now, but that's the situation. Let's move forward from there.
I like it.
Tag!
Is Hex just? Am I asleep?
Wait, am I Butch or Titan?
Both. No. Titan.
You're coming out of Titan soon.
Nice!
Because I need you to come out of Titan soon.
Oh, but Titan is so good.
Yeah.
You're cute too.
So while you are Titan, though, you are able to break the others free.
Oh yeah, ultravision eye. Didn't know I could point my eyes in two directions at once, did ya?
Mm-hmm.
Stigmatism. Here we go.
Riptide is still in the room.
Even your flaws are assets.
And now we're all here. This is actually great. Thank you, chat. This is great. That was a good hack.
Refraining from... I was going to comment to something in chat. I'm going to not right now.
Resist.
I am. I'm going to resist. I'm actually going to go over to a different page. There we go. So, you...
We're all together.
Yes, you're all together.
Yeah.
You're all together, and Riptide is there, and he is incapable of doing any damage to you. And now that Migraine has been defeated, he also seems to be very apologetic as to what's been going on.
Migraine or Riptide?
Riptide. I mean, he's
Yeah. Save
his
your
eyes
sob
are singed.
story,
He's like,
water
what?
boy.
What's happened? What's going on?
Well, we'd send you to jail right now, but it's completely fake. There's no jail.
Where am I? What's happened?
You were
What's
attacking
happening?
us.
You're doing a good job at losing an Oscar.
We're in a basement somewhere. You're working for Migraine and holding us all prisoner.
And attacking us.
Repeatedly.
Yeah. Forget that. You're holding us prisoner in a basement.
Wait.
Think back.
What?
You are a villain. It is very upsetting.
I think the word is traitor.
Traitor is an excellent word.
Wait,
Benedict
no,
Arnold.
no, I don't. What? Bombshell?
Yes.
Lady Vale? Hex? Who's the Butch? You sound butcher.
Yeah, that's going away finally. Thank you.
What? I can't see anything.
Yeah, I blinded you. Sorry about that.
How did you? You don't have that power.
Yeah, Titan does.
Titan was here?
Oh, Titan is here.
Oh, jeez.
I know you can't see it right now, but I'm still glowing and 7 feet tall.
Oh,
It's
man.
delightful.
Wait, just a sec. Pieces are coming back.
Good.
Do you need a healing burst?
Because I was going to shake some memory into you if that wasn't working. We're really mad at you right now, dude.
Lady Vale, could you tie him up, please?
Yeah, you can incapacitate him pretty quickly if you want to.
Could.
I mean, he's complete. He can't see anything.
Right.
So.
I'm wondering. I'm super mad.
What are you wondering?
Wondering what he's trying to remember.
Well, I mean, just to skip forward, because looking at the clock and knowing that you're gone next week, he expresses to you that he's really confused, and as near as you can tell, he's genuinely confused. He felt like he was kind of aware that something was going on, but it felt more like a dream. Migraine told him that you guys were in danger.
Do you know what the alarm does? Because it's still going. The alarm. Do you know what it does? Because it's still going.
No.
Crap.
I could turn it off.
How about we just get the F out of here?
You can, you do, and you can. And if you want, you do.
I would like to make an announcement over the intercoms as well.
You better
Everything
hope
is fine. Do not worry.
I don't know if we know that everything is fine.
But I don't want people to come and try to attack us again. I was really getting tired of that.
Right, so if they were keeping us hostage here, then they hear your voice saying everything is fine, I feel like they're going to know that it's not fine, so maybe we should just escape while we can.
I
Well,
could
you know what they
disguise
say
my
about
voice.
hindsight. Let's take a look at this place, figure out where we are.
Basement.
Dungeon.
Okay.
Figure out how long we've been down here. Has it really been a year? How's my beard?
Magnificent.
It is long.
That's probably not good.
Yeah, is it wizardy?
Oh, I'm gonna skip ahead through all the stuff. I'm so distracted now.
You are doing great.
Um,
Continue on.
Yeah, sorry. I'm
Aw,
okay.
Bombshell.
I'm back.
Everything is awesome.
You can always play me at the end of, beginning of the next one, it's fine.
No, it was just like, yes, realities didn't merge. I made the hack attack a little different. I partially dropped the ball, AK. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Okay, I'm not sorry. I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed as hell, actually, right now. So that's why I'm so distracted right now, as I saw that whole thing in chat, and now I'm distracted.
They love it when you get badass.
So
Sometimes hack attacks don't work the exact way that it works in
it's
the show.
complicated
It's
to run all
hard
this
to do.
stuff. I don't need the back seating sometimes. But anyway, so after combat, after all of that stuff, what do I want to say? Butch.
Yeah.
You hear in your head a voice, a very familiar voice, and it says to you, it's Molly. It says, if you can hear me, then it's not too late. You've weakened him, but even now he's repowering. I don't think I can hold him back once he does. It's time to end this mistake once and for all. My place, now. Hurry.
Do you tell us?
Yeah. Come on, it's Molly.
Let's go.
Okay, so you leave Migraine's location. As near as you can figure that the alarm that was going off was supposed to summon some minions or something like that, but apparently he never had that part installed or he forgot to pay them, so they didn't actually show up.
That's what happens when you don't
I like
pay your
it.
minions.
Yeah, it's, you
Gotta
know,
pay the
they
minions.
were
That's
off
good.
making
That's
more
good.
movies and stuff.
There's only so much that they will do for a matching jumpsuit.
Exactly. So they go off and they... So you head over to her house. And, you know, the defenses don't go off on you as you go inside, which is good.
We love it when they don't go
I
off
know,
on us.
tell me about it. And she says to you... Sorry, again, I'm skipping ahead.
Have we been done for a year?
Did you ask her that?
Yeah.
She said, oh, it's more complicated than that.
You were married.
What?
No, we weren't really married.
You were married.
In the fake world, you guys were totally married and you did it.
Yeah.
You had sex.
Okay, that's enough, Hex.
Okay, we can talk about that later on.
I only watched one time.
What?
You did, Hex?
What?
I was curious.
What are we?
My father made a hallucination in which I had sex with Butch?
I
Yeah.
could have shown you educational videos.
They were boring.
I need to
That
talk
was
to my
not
therapist,
boring.
the therapist.
You need to talk to your therapist.
Yeah, well, there's only the one in town, the therapist.
Right. This place is the
I
worst,
broke
Molly.
my...
This place is just the worst.
She says we have to take down the dome.
Okay.
Okay, let us do that.
My father thought he was protecting the world from us when he created the dome, but he was wrong.
Yes.
400 years of wrong.
What do you mean 400
Wait,
years of wrong?
What? Wait, what?
You didn't know?
My time circuits
What?
have no indication of 400 years having passed.
Every few years, he resets everything. This dome, it's got some sort of property to it. Nothing in here has been aging normally. Nothing in here has been progressing normally. Nothing in here is normal. The only reason he didn't reset it this time is Riptide and I talked to him and we got him to at least give you a chance.
So Riptide was on board
On board?
with him and his plan, and so were you.
We've all been on board with him at one point or another
What do you mean we've all?
I have not.
that you remember.
How many times have we done this?
I couldn't even begin to try.
Okay.
Done
40,
what?
40, 50, 100?
So, 400 years worth of what? running the same scenario over and over again?
It's always different. It's always different. We always get close to stopping him, and then it falls apart, and he starts it over.
So how do we stop him from starting it over? We take down the
We
dome.
take down the dome. Without the dome, all of his ability to control this reality, to control this world, this city,
But you
goes
remember
away.
this stuff.
For now.
How do we take down the dome?
Thank you.
Also, this technically means I was old enough to drink at the party because I'm 412 years old, so suck it.
I will take that under
point.
advisement.
You know, I'm gonna buy you a drink myself after this is over.
Like Claudia from example.
She explains to you that the main power source controlling the dome is underneath the ruins of the castle of Balthazar the Black.
I know how to get there.
Right, you live there sometimes.
Yes.
Well, let us go.
Good, take us there.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Something wackily familiar happening.
Bless you.
She says, I don't know if you can get through or not.
It's my house.
That's what stopped. I mean, you and I have tried it before.
Did you bring me?
I don't remember.
Okay, well, let's try it. I think Balthy will let us in.
When you were you fighting him? Were you fighting my father?
Yeah, we knocked him out.
That makes
He
sense.
was in someone else's body.
That makes the most sense. Okay, now I understand.
So let's go while we still have time. Chop, chop.
About a few minutes back, more exposition. We're okay now. Look at the clock. A few minutes back, things just got clear. All of a sudden, I was having some tea and sitting in the kitchen, and all of a sudden, I got this overwhelming image that you were all in danger, and then things just started to pop in here, and I started seeing these images from. I think they were from my father.
And what did they say?
I mean, it was all of this history. It was battles with him and attempts to.
So you just now found out about the 400 years.
I guess.
Does it feel like knowledge you've always had?
I don't know. What I know is that my father, if he's capable of this,
He is a bad man.
Was probably right to put the dome up in the first place.
Maybe if we just put it around him.
Why is it a good idea if the dome is there? I don't want to keep redoing the same thing over and over and over again and forgetting it.
There are
Do
people.
you know what's outside? Do we know what's happened in the last 400 years in the rest of the world?
Surely there are people
Why do we
we
still
can help.
think it's 2016 here?
I don't know.
Well, because he's making us think it's that time. So it's probably not that time. Who knows what it is, but we're superheroes.
There are probably people outside we can
Well,
help.
then we have to do the right thing, don't we?
Yes,
Yeah.
which is take down the dome and make Migraine obsolete.
So win or lose, we're taking down that dome.
And defeating Migraine once and for all.
We all in?
Yeah.
Yes.
Even if things have reset for us, even if there was some way that this makes sense for us, I think my father's losing it.
Your father has lost it.
It is
He
long
gave
time
on a
gone.
He gave me a full-on villain monologue, complete with like maniacal laughter.
The first one he's ever given, to our knowledge, our memory.
He did everything but say, "We're not so different, you and I."
Oh God, he said that to me yesterday.
See, you see,
I mean, we were, I was choosing
villain talk.
I was choosing tea, but still,
Subtext.
I guess he likes Earl Grey as well. I didn't know.
Yeah, red flags.
Butch,
Gotta watch out for
do you
him.
have a problem with taking down the dome? Butch,
Do I what?
have a problem with taking down the dome?
No, we have to do it.
Okay, then we're going. Let's go.
So she explains to you that as near as she can tell, there are numerous components involved in taking down this dome. And from sifting through her father's memories,
Who else? Yeah, who else was involved in this?
she recognizes that you three have always been have been regular pieces of this, but Lady Vale, you've not been there before.
Oh, cool.
And
Wild card.
and there's been different levels of success. There seems to be some sort of computer or process, some sort of unit that was connected to Citron. And it seems to require some sort of connection to Citron to be accessed.
But we don't have a Citron because Citron disappeared.
But Bombshell's been able to use it in the past.
Do I know anything about Citron?
No.
Okay.
Huh.
And she tells you that that there seems to be, and she's really confused also in telling you this because she can't tell. Like you tell her what happened when you punched Migraine.
Yeah.
And imploded his Major Tom face.
Yeah.
And so in theory he should be dead. But she's still able to access some of his thoughts, and she doesn't.
Still around.
Like she doesn't know where he went when that happened. She's able to tell within the confines of the house. She knows that you're all clean. I'm not faking that either this time, Chet. That's real. They're all clean. He's not. None of them. That's a real thing. I'm just saying it for the record. None of them are migrainized. And that
that word comes out fine.
Riptide is not migrainized right now either.
Riptide.
She knows that.
Okay.
That much she can tell.
Molly is also not migrainized.
I mean, she says she isn't, so you can take that as much as you want to.
Sure.
But there seems to have been a requirement for some piece of the bloodline of Balthazar the Black to undo this ceremony in the past.
Cha-ching!
She gets the sense that you're going to find something disturbing when you get down there involving Titan.
Well, better to know than not know.
Let's go.
Sometimes that is not true.
And
Always
you know,
want to know the truth.
others have tried in the past to go down there with you. Some have just been a couple of you. Some of it's been, 3 or whatever. Johnny Legion went down a couple times. That didn't go well. His man bun just kind of fucked up everything.
We know Johnny Legion wouldn't save the day. He's Johnny Legion.
No, he actually ran away and his man bun got, into trouble.
You know what's a messed up thought?
What?
What if he's only like that because Molly's dad made him that way?
Save this for next week. You guys are awesome. Have a waffle. Hashtag rule of cool.
Thank
Oh, damn. Thank you.
Woo! 2 rules.
Awesome. Hello.
Rules are cool rules.
Ooh.
I love it. Well, you know what? I don't want to sit here and theorize whether or not so-and-so's good and so-and-so's bad because of what Migraine made them or what he influenced or what he didn't.
Well, it's
I don't
interesting
know.
to think about.
Listen, it is, but right now we have to take down a dome before he gets in my head again.
Let us celebrate victory with the pensive thoughts.
I assume we're on the way.
Action now.
Yeah, you all go off and she stays behind.
Yeah, no, she's not alive.
I'm going to text Zarzar, like, all emojis, like, castle, key, lock, break, smiley face, hearts, stars.
Is he home?
No responses.
That's fine. The rule is that I have to tell him when I'm coming, so I technically kept the rules. I know how to break in.
Yeah, totally. Molly also tells you that she will maintain some contact with you, but she does it in a way so that if anything goes wrong, like, I don't know how to describe this in a way other than to just tell you her intent, because I'm not a telepath, so I can't tell you exactly what she does. But she lets you know that if her father manages to somehow regain control of her, that you will know. Does that make sense?
Should I also
Yes.
leave a nanowasp behind?
Think of it as the equivalent of a contingent sending spell or
I
something.
wouldn't leave a
and,
part of yourself with her. I did that once and never got it back.
Sorry.
So you head off over to Balthazar's. Balthazar's
Evil castle on the
evil
hill.
castle, and it looks like an evil castle on the hill, like it's full on Transylvania.
It's a full-on opening of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's lightning flashing just around it. The rest of the day is sunny and stuff, but around it, it's all dark and cloudy.
Is there like
my
one
dream
pink
home.
door though that's clearly like the Hex Destiny door?
It's on a high tower. You
Yeah,
just fly
but
up
like
there on
there's
your
clearly
sword.
like a bright, shiny,
yeah.
girly section in the dark evil castle.
It's on one of the top towers. It's got a great
Because
view.
he did help raise me.
Yeah, it's got a great view. There's like all sorts of boy band posters on the outside and all around it.
It looks really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll roll for this if you want, but knowledge of the castle, so we use the secret entrance.
Yeah, no, you do.
Great.
You know how to get in. You didn't know about this area underneath that she told you about.
Yeah,
That Molly tells you about.
secrets are no fun.
But you are able to ask. You are able to figure out how to maneuver
I'll just
down
ask the
towards where the
furniture.
location would be.
You know, I assume Balthazar the Black has, the staircase talks or the pictures talk. It's
Sure. There's
a dead guy who walks around who's the butler who knows everything, right? There's gotta be
Now
a
that
thing.
you're able to ask the right questions, some of the stuff's like, "Oh, Hex, you want to know how to get to the secret power source beneath the castle? Why didn't you ask before?"
Yeah, exactly. It's very
Woohoo!
We've been waiting for you to ask this for years.
It's your birthright.
400 years.
400 years.
Son of a bitch.
A servant
curse now,
who's not
413.
serving.
Yeah, you are.
What?
I said son of a bitch, and then I can curse now. I'm 413.
I like that's gonna be your thing now. Going forward, like, see, I could have drank.
I feel like that's very 13-year-old of me.
So
Yeah.
you get through. It was behind a staircase sort of situation.
Right, yeah,
And
magical.
there were some
There are
magical.
so many secret passages. Literally every
You
candelabra opens up a door. Every
Yeah.
book you pull from the shelf opens up another secret passage.
So I've never been here before, but they
Never.
all have.
First time.
Oh, we did Thanksgiving here once.
But not down in the power source room.
No, there was a
Correct.
period in the late 80s where Balthazar the Black was actually a member of the Sentinels. And he insisted that we all came over for Thanksgiving dinner. But he did it at midnight.
That was fun.
I wasn't there.
Were you born? You were like a 1 at the time.
Aw.
So 401.
Years ago. No, 12. Anyway,
So,
we go down to
yeah.
the dungeon.
You know, and you come
I think this house didn't
across.
used to be in Sentinel City.
What? Dungeon.
What do you think, chat? There's two ways I can roll
the
this.
dungeon.
That's the dungeon song.
It is.
What's like Anya in which Buffy episode? Oh, right, when she's like, I'm a 1,000 and whatever. Just give me a damn.
So many choices, chat. So many choices.
What are your choices, Dad?
What are the choices?
As you work your way down through the twisting staircases, and again popping through, it's one of those situations like it's a 12-year-old doing a D&D map. There's secret door after secret door after secret door. You keep running into dead ends. Some of them fairly blatant, some of them fairly clever. Working your way deeper and deeper into the recesses of these catacombs. And as
There are monsters we would have to fight, but Hex is here.
Yeah, you're able to shunt aside most of them along the way. And,
Yeah.
Oh, that's the Gorgon. Don't look at him.
And
I said don't.
yeah, you know what? I'm not going to worry about the story right now. I'm just going to deal with that next week. As you are going through, you come across, you hit one final door, and it opens up. And before you is this large chamber, and it just seems to pulsate with energy.
I found it.
You see off on the far side is a string of computer banks.
Computer banks. Can I read them?
Yeah, absolutely. You can do that. There's also a glowing energy field in one area. Near the center, dressed in very tattered remains of a costume, is the husk corpse of Titan, hooked up to several cables and looking basically for all intents and purposes like a human battery. Or a superhuman one, for lack of a better way of putting it.
How is he there? And also,
It's different.
what did the computers say?
Nothing yet.
Well,
Did
you're
you-
not the first Titan, right?
No, that's my Uncle Bob.
Right.
How can you tell?
Because he's Titan.
It's a costume.
So yeah.
Bob's
all
costume.
all the Titans wear a different version of the same costume. That's Bob's.
Hello, Bob.
He is dead.
So he kind of looks like a human battery, but clearly it's a dead battery. So how is the dome still up if it's a dead battery?
It's not dead.
How
It's just
used.
If we unplug him, what would happen?
I don't know.
Let's find out. I'll run over and plug him.
Maybe you should look at it before you just push buttons.
Okay.
Everybody's got a job to do.
What is my job?
Check out anything technical. You check out anything magical.
Magic.
I am
See if
checking
you
out
can
all the
teleport to the other
technicals.
side of that barrier. See what's on it.
From over across on the side, a voice speaks. Says, "Not sure I would do that if I were you."
Do what?
And stepping out of the
thing you just said.
the
you were
shadows when you made the comment about unplugging
Okay.
is a very familiar-looking woman, African American, dressed in a police uniform.
We like her.
And her eyes look a little different.
Oh.
Is it blue streak?
Yeah.
Oh, it's blue streak. Yeah.
Is it migraine controlling blue streak?
Oh, yeah. It's
Oh,
way
yeah,
down
I
to
mean-
blue streak.
Well, I don't trust you, Migraine, so why should I listen to you?
We've been here before.
Yeah.
You know how this ends.
No, I don't, because I don't remember because of you.
I've never been here before.
It's for the best.
Yeah.
You are unexpected, but you'll be dealt with the same way.
Oh, you'll be dealt with the same.
How many times have we done this before?
More times than I care to remember.
So I assume every time I want to unplug it and you tell me not to unplug it, so why don't I just unplug it?
Oh, you've tried before. You've died. You've come back.
Question. Aren't you tired?
Exhausted.
So then why won't you let us just stop it? Just stop it. Just stop the cycle. You could do it right now. Just stop it.
Because the world needs us in here.
Why?
Oh, the world did need us in here 400 years ago, Doc.
That's what we all agreed to.
Okay,
Who's
but
we?
times change.
Me and the others.
Who are the others?
It's of no matter.
Well, I don't see the others here. I kind of like see us here, so I think we get a vote, and I think that we get to make our own decision rather than you making a decision for us, old man.
I was afraid you would say that.
Is it because I said it before? Oh.
No. It's because it's all so predictable. I just did that for effect.
I thought you just asked us. I was like, oh God, everyone's dead.
Actually, he does kind of gesture briefly, and several spider bots starts crawling up from behind the back and coalescing around him, just kind of waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Are you waiting for us to fight you?
I wish you wouldn't.
Okay, well then send them away. This is very simple.
Just go back to sleep. Let me redo. Let me reset.
No.
It was a mistake to leave you where you were. I'm sorry. We can do better. I'll be better next time.
No, you've messed up too many times at this point.
There is no fake world that will appease us.
Yeah, the only thing really wrong with it is you messed it up.
Yeah.
You are the part of the equation that is flawed.
Oh, fine. And with that, you can use a rule of cool.
So we should roll.
And those of you who lose will be rolling under a dicey situation, which means you'll be rolling d12 and a penalty.
Wombat. Okay. Rule of cool.
We guys still gotta do initiative so we know who.
Oh, yes.
Cool's voice.
Yeah. Okay, so initiative first.
Yep. Give me your initiative.
19.
Oh, yes.
25.
31.
What was the order?
25.
25?
31.
31?
Yeah.
ACV?
Yep.
Okay. 16.
And I got a 19.
19. So I need an action from Lady Vale.
I'm the first action.
Yep, low initiative gets to decide first. So it's actually doesn't go straight from Lady Vale to Bombshell to Hex Destiny to Kid Titan.
Spider bots.
Okay.
Those are rivets.
What?
They're also available for purchase in any, fine supervillain store.
Certainly. But that means technological, at least at that level.
Yep.
Magic, I've pretty much got who did that figured out.
Can you tell me about Blue Streak?
Blue
Just
Streak?
remind me what she can do.
The Flash.
Okay, that's what I thought.
What's she doing now?
Oh, she's doing nothing.
Right
Like,
now
doing
she's
nothing.
husking for migraine.
yeah.
Right. So injuring the physical body injures her.
Yeah, if you kill her, she'll die. He won't, but she will.
But she was already brain dead, wasn't she?
No, you brought her back, remember? I mean, she was kind of messed up, but she went and saw the therapist.
Right.
The therapist is good. Like, she's got powers beyond belief,
Puts Jenica to shame.
Well, I mean, Jenica's not superpowered, so,
I'm not a super powered psychic.
And has no ability to self-diagnose.
But think about what you're going to do for your
Oh
your
God.
pool.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Blue Streak's just going, time is on my side. Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
I sing that.
Okay,
Right,
so
you
what are
go
you going to do?
first.
What's your action?
I want to put her in a time bubble in which she is slow motion time.
Okay, so you're going to use
She
your
can't do
powers
anything.
from your magical space princess
Yes.
and Vega, right?
No, I'm reaching.
Or no, you're Ricci. Vega, right. You're going to use Ricci's time bubble to put her into some sort of slow-mo suspended animation.
Yes, but it's real cool. I also want to teleport to the other side of the area.
Okay, Bombshell, what are you going to do?
I want to take over Blue Streak because I still have the power that I stole from Migraine to begin with, and I want to take over Blue Streak.
You fight
And
for
then-
control of Blue Streak? Okay.
And then run over and unplug the battery.
Okay. Hex?
I would like to cast a spell in which I enter Migraine's mind, and I can review his memories, so I can see the very first time. I want to see Titan get hooked up to the battery. I want to see.
So he won't have a mind for you to enter. I'm just going to be upfront with you on that.
Okay.
Okay.
In that case, same idea. I'm going to use space and time to go this room right here. I want to go back in time to the first time
Okay.
in this room. I want to see who was here. I want to see what they talked about. I want to see how the battery works. I want to know all of that.
Okay.
And then with that information, I will either attempt to kill Migraine or unplug the battery.
So you kill Blue Streak, she will die. Not necessarily Migraine.
Right. That's why.
I just want to make sure that we were on the same page.
Yeah, I'm not going to I don't want to physically harm.
I got you.
Here's my question.
Yeah.
How messed up is that corpse looking? Like, how old does it look?
Very.
Gross.
It's been sitting there for a while.
Okay. So, I'm assuming it's, plugged into something or
Yeah.
hooked up to something. I'm just going to grab both of those things, and I'm just going to power up to full Titan form and see how much I can overcharge it.
Okay.
I'm going to see if I can overcharge the shield by just pumping a limitless supply of power into it all at once.
Okay, give me, so let's go down the line again. So we have Time Bubble and Teleport.
Yes. TNT.
Taking over, using the power that I stole from Migraine, taking over Blue Streak and unplugging.
Right?
Going back to the first time, seeing how it went down, and gathering information.
Right? And,
Plugging myself to the Titan machine and attempting to explode it.
okay, Chad, you've got what the
you,
options
Chad.
are. Mr. Alienator, thank you so much for setting that up. And we will see how the voting goes.
I'm excited.
I don't know which one I want to win.
Yeah,
I'm
me either.
kind of excited about all
Yeah,
of
there's a
them.
lot, there's a lot of interesting
I
ideas.
kind of it was nice that we all didn't go super crazy.
And that we didn't do something similar to each other.
Right. It was a rule of cool in which we actually need to accomplish something.
Yeah.
And if you guys are cool with it, we might run just a little bit late, just to work out a couple little last pieces.
Sure thing, man.
That's fine.
Okay. Not super.
Jeez.
I know you got to teach in the morning.
I have to get to the bar.
That's right.
Tonight?
Yep.
It's actually true tonight.
It's our friend Steve's last night.
Oh. When you got to be done
Friends
by?
too.
I said our friend.
Oh, I thought you said your. It's her.
I heard hour.
I heard.
Oh, good. I just suck at hearing.
I heard
No,
you.
it's-
all.
Well, it's because you've been listening to me mispronounce words all night. So that's
Except for
got to be a penalty of some
Migraine.
sort.
X. You got that one.
Cool. Oh, tell us what happened.
Awesome.
Okay. So let's get a roll from everybody else first.
And with 12, right?
D12s, 2 D12s, please.
Who won?
Nope.
Me.
Hex 1.
Oh, nice.
Nope.
You do have cheat codes.
Ooh, 6.
What are we rolling?
How do I
I
do
don't know
a cheat
what
code?
skill I'm rolling to. I don't know what skill do you roll to unplug a dead body
Just give me
and
an unarmed,
plug it in
like, your
yourself. I
punching
made
bag
it
stuff.
then.
Cool. And you do have 3 cheat codes, and you can give each other a 3-point bonus.
And a
if someone
cheat code
could.
is just taking the worst one and rolling it again?
Cheat code is adding 1.
Oh.
And then
Adding a
taking
die.
the 2 best 2. Yes,
Or
it's
rem-
exactly
you know,
what
it's
you
a
just
bonus.
said, except
Okay.
the opposite way, which is what you just said.
I'm using a cheat. Oh, that's
Sorry.
so much better. I went from an 11 to a 1.
Oh, it was. Sure. We'll use them all and do that.
Okay. So I'm using a cheat code,
I'm not. I
and
guess.
I beat it by 7.
And Lady Vale, did you?
What are we holding it? What are we trying to be?
In your case, you were using your nifty powers, so it's. So you were trying to use some. I was going to use 2 of those.
I rolled a 6, so no matter what,
Oh yeah, you're good.
we're having a good time.
Well, I mean, on D12s. Wow. Good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah,
That's a
the
good
5-point
roll.
penalty.
I fall
Wow.
into 2.
Okay.
Roll a 6. So, I
So
get
much pooping to figure out how to do this now.
Visual.
Okay, here's what I need. Here's what I need to do then, because I want to answer all of your questions. I'm be aware of time and all that stuff. First, I just got to refresh my own memory because I know we've had this conversation. But just tell me who she sees in the room.
What do I see?
She's going to see Balthazar.
Yep.
She's going to see
Balthazar, Migraine,
Titan.
well, kind of Titan.
Kind of Titan.
Titan's body.
Yeah.
Armor guy.
Armor, yeah, the Rivet/armor guy, and not Abigail. Isn't what's her name? RR.
Rita?
Isn't Rita there?
No.
No.
Who? There's Citron.
Citron. Thank you. That's why I'm like, if I try to pull all these out of my butt, I'm going to say the wrong names. I have to just make sure we're on the same page on this. Yes. So as you go back and you see all these pieces from past, you see a gathering of Citron, Balthazar, Migraine, Armor Guy. Kind of Titan is there, but
Titan form person, whoever's Titan matrixing
a
or whatever.
Titan is there, and this Titan is
Yeah.
making a certain life choice with or without making the choice.
Okay.
And yeah, you see, this conversation going on. You see Titan get. I don't believe it was. My understanding is we decided it was not willing, completely.
Who? Titan?
Titan.
Oh no, not at all.
Yeah.
So not willing.
Yeah.
So I see that.
So we see Titan get strapped in, overpowered and strapped in through a combination of everyone's magical blasting,
okay.
whatever the
He's
hell stuff.
they basically reconstructed his head, and he's a zombie now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But he didn't quite see it coming. Like they were in there for a group conversation, a conference as it were, and then
They tricked him.
yeah.
Okay.
So
So against his will, they zombie him
Yep.
and tie him up
Yep.
and plug him in.
Yep.
Do they say why?
I mean, you're just seeing these images,
Okay.
and
That's fine.
but you've at least figured out all of that information now.
Right. So, but the body's a shell. But it's still plugged in.
Yeah, I mean, there's still power coming from it.
So the Titan matrix is still powering it in some way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm unplugging him.
And like the Titans, if you remember, are kind of like
That's what I
like
just did.
interstellar super cops. They're kind of like
Green
the
Lanterns?
Green Lanterns,
Nova?
so to speak. But they've been without, Nova from the Guardians of the Galaxy. Like they've been without powers really as a group. They've been very diminished for quite a long time.
Oh
the
shit!
Titan
Because he's drawing upon the Titan matrix to power this dome.
Yeah, so picture, like, to use a Green Lantern image, like picture the main power source for all of the lanterns is being used to power this one stupid dome on this one stupid planet over this one stupid
one
city.
other guy who happens to not know.
And one other guy who happens to not notice. So all of those interstellar super cops who could otherwise be doing all of their
Useful
stuff
things.
are borderline useless because they've all been effectively neutered for a very long time.
Right.
400 years.
And Maggie knows it protected against a nuclear holocaust, but Hex Destiny does not.
Yes.
Ah, shit. Okay, then So when I get back, or after I've seen it, I will tell you guys that Titan was against his will. He was hooked up.
Yeah.
This was absolutely against his will.
Well, sort of against his will. He technically died before he could give consent.
Titan?
Yeah.
It's true.
He smashed his own head.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then they put it back together and made a zombie out of him.
Yeah.
And then said,
they saw him.
I'll do this.
Yeah, he from your perspective, that's true. From your perspective, there was some player knowledge that just happened there. From your perspective as Hex, Titan chose to kill himself as part of this process.
As opposed to being used for the battery.
Yeah,
It looked pretty intentional.
It looked pretty intentional, yeah.
No, like he wanted to kill himself so that he could not be used.
No.
No, so he
So
could
you
be.
could be.
Oh.
I'm remembering this correctly, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I have to go back and watch a certain show called Project Metaverse, but and watch a certain scene over again. Chat just realized what they did.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I just got it.
I don't get it.
Well, that took a lot.
You gotta watch Project Metaverse.
That
I did watch
that
Project
took 2 years, guys.
I knew that.
Yeah.
I think I knew it. I already figured it. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Oh, James is laughing right now. I want everyone to know that James
Yeah.
is cackling in his house right now.
Yeah.
Oh, Tom.
Yeah. There's a reason why Thomas likes to be called Thomas. Because they're not the same.
So, but Hex doesn't know any of that.
Nope. So what you see, though, is Titan, for some reason, basically decapitates himself in order to be used as a battery for this plot. Why he does, you don't know.
I don't know.
If you want to know exactly what was said during this time and place, then go watch Project Metaverse. You'll see the word for word. There's a video recap
Yeah,
of what
I
was
know.
decided.
Yeah, it looks like he went to go punch a lady, punched Butch instead,
Yeah.
pretty much to death, embedded him into a rock, and then crushed his own skull.
Yep.
No big deal. Like people do.
It's one of those days. Meanwhile, Lady Vale.
Hey.
I'm after how these two work in sync.
Yeah.
Tell you what, the two of you, give me a roll off. That's just going to decide who wins.
Roll off.
Both of you roll the same
Ace
size
of
die. Whoever rolls higher, that's going to come out on top.
Higher is.
Oh,
I
3.
I got a 4.
3,
Okay,
4.
so you do attempt to do your time bubble,
Okay.
but somehow it just doesn't seem to work completely.
Yeah.
But it's moot because Bombshell is able to take over Blue Streak
Good.
through those remnants that she had from when she took those powers from earlier.
And so round over.
Yeah, and
Can I fight with Migraine like within her head?
well, what you can't do right now is use Blue Streak to go take out all these bots because you've got the speed
Yes.
of everything with you.
Whack-a-mole, but fast.
Yeah, and then Kid Titan, you go over and just unplug.
Unplug and then juice it up.
So you do. You start pouring all the power that you possibly can into this thing, and several pieces, several of fantastical tech
Scientific
stuff.
equipment.
Exactly, like stuff.
Techno-magical
exactly.
equipment.
Techno magic starts exploding from all over the place, and certain lights are going off, and alarms are starting to sound, and all that stuff is happening, and you get a message in your head as Molly, and she says, "I don't know what you did. He's strengthening. You need to finish this."
All right.
Did you want to do anything to those computers?
Yes, I want to read them. I want to know about them. I want.
Okay, I'm gonna
You should take control.
all aboard for just a moment. You decide to, now that you've taken care of all the bots and whatnot, you get the sense that Migraine has somehow fled the room. You don't know where he went. Just for the record, he's not in any of you. Not lying, it's true. I'll tell you all later. You come out of your swarm form and go back towards what seems to be the central part of the computer bank. You start using all of your hacky computer stuff to make all the things all pop. Yes, you start popping out print. I don't know why you're printing stuff during this. Maybe it's a illustrated manual of what everyone else should do. But as you are doing that, you see a large section of wall go and open up. Had not been there before. You're smart enough to go, maybe this is something that we should go into. The other three of you, as Bombshell's doing that, go towards the part of the rock that just went like that. and you see before you some sort of energy field. Hex, you are immediately able to tell via your occult magic-y awesomeness that this is some sort of occult magic-y awesomeness.
It's occult magic-y awesomeness.
And you're like, I think my grandfather did this.
This looks like his work. I recognize
It's got Zarzar all over it.
I could break this down.
Bing!
And you're like, this is my haiku to knock down that stupid wall. Watch this shizzle. Yeah.
There you go.
And it just goes, poof, it's gone.
Love it.
You go through that spot, going forward. And then you see before you.
By the way, why did you do that haiku like a guy who listened to Snoop Dogg in prep school?
Oh, yeah. You see before you another, this like very powerful ray gun pops out of the ground. Nope, wait for it. And you see, you had seen during the conversations, this didn't happen in Project Metaverse, but I promise you it happened. You had seen during the conversations that there was this description of how at this one point, going down through the walkways, one of the traps they were going to put in required a sacrifice of a life in order for you to go forward. Without a death, no one could go forward.
Oh.
Yeah, can you die for me real fast?
Yeah. Awesome.
Lady Bill throws herself in front of the energy beam. It fires off, blasting her full force in the chest area.
Pile of dust.
Huge hole through her. She falls to the ground.
We pick up the dust.
No!
You squeak up
carry-
all the dust.
We get all of her bits and take it with us.
Yes.
Wait, what just happened? She's okay? Is she gonna be alright?
She's gonna be fine.
You wait
she
2 rounds and
regenerate.
she will resuscitate.
Yeah, she's gonna be fine.
You keep going forward.
So you get creepier every time you come back, right? Is that how that
Just
goes?
like a crystal gem.
Yeah.
You keep going forward, and you find this gigundous, some sort of magical, powery key thing that has been like pulsing with power and stuff.
It's pulsing with so much power.
So much power.
It's very magic-y.
Wow.
So it looks like a big key?
Yeah, you should turn it. You
Okay.
should turn it.
Turn the key.
Why do I have to turn the key?
I'll turn the key.
You saw a vision of it.
I turn the key.
You're unable to turn it.
Harvey, turn the key.
You can't turn it.
I will
Not
turn
strong
the key.
enough. Not strong
Oh,
enough.
you gotta be really strong to turn the key.
Turn the key.
Okay. I'm useful.
You turn the key.
I did something.
And we switch to the pilots, who by this point have been getting closer and closer to Sentinel City in their airship.
Yeah.
And you're all like, what the hell are we going to do? There's
Wow,
Sentinel
this wind
City,
should get us there any minute.
big old dome.
All right,
We're
Plan
hanging out over the
39.
dome.
Should we not be able to get in the dome? Plan 39 is going to require us.
Wherever I'm going. I hop out of the airship and come down with the punch on the dome.
Even though you're Crash?
He can use meta points.
Yeah,
You can burn meta points.
I'm using 3
So
meta points.
you leap out to do exactly that. And you're all, the 3 of you are like, what the
Dang it.
And as you leap,
Crash.
as you leap,
You said that was the plan. We're gonna punch the dome.
That was plan 2.
as you do that, Thomas says to the rest of you, "I'm not sure that's a wise decision."
Well, he already went out the plane.
And as
the
you are
thing.
falling through the sky, Crash, you see, and all of you see this, the dome starts to flutter
Oh, shit.
and crackle.
I might miss.
Cracks start coming through it. As you're going down.
Form, so I
towards
can
it,
save him.
No, I'll be fine.
just as you're about to hit the dome, it explodes. It shatters. Into
What I meant
just
to do,
this-
I used 3 more. I used 3 more to put it into armor to keep myself alive. So now,
you go hurtling
Thank you for the
down
meta points.
to the
and
ground.
I do like 70 extra points of damage
Yes.
to whatever I
And,
hit.
and when you land,
He lands on a
you
bank.
hit what?
He lands on the bank.
You do. You land on the bank in superhero pose,
On the bank.
That does hurt your knees.
and somehow you manage to time it perfectly so you don't actually break through the ceiling. Actually,
I think this time he gets to punch through the bank.
do you want to punch in?
It's about time.
It's about time
You punch through the ceiling of the bank, going through the roof, the third floor, to the second floor, down to the first floor lobby. You land. Everyone else looks around, looks up, like, what the heck?
The teller is confused, like
Teller
capital,
says-
no capital letters. The teller.
The teller.
The teller, yes. The teller looks up at you and says, "Oh, Butch. You're not Butch, you're Crash."
Yeah.
Looks up at you and says, "Oh, sorry, you reminded me of someone I knew for a moment there. Do you have
I'm a
an
superhero.
Do you have an account with us?
Yes, I'm the superheroist. Well, this has been fun, everyone. Enjoy your banking, and I'm leaving.
So
Walk out the front door, guys.
You go outside. As you get outside, the rest of the group, minus Thomas, because he's going to stay in the ship and take it back.
Yeah.
And he'll go back. He has his own way to get back. The rest of you come down, via cool rope slides. As you land, you see across the street from you, Joe's Diner.
Found it. It's just right where I thought it was, by the bank. See?
Well, Thomas brought you to this area on purpose, so
Awesome. Yes, please, let's go in there.
Or is anyone? It kind of looks the same as it did before. Is anyone interested in seeing if we're still here?
What? You want to go find Hex Destiny?
I don't know.
Well, we could ask around at the diner since.
All right.
They'll know.
All right, we'll go in the diner so you feel safe. But
I want to too.
I kind of want to meet him.
So you walk into Joe's Diner. The familiar doors swing behind you. They aren't saloon doors. I don't know why I did this. It closes behind you.
Mm-hmm.
And Hollywood looks up from the front, and he says,
Hey, welcome to Joe's. You're in the right place if you're looking for food.
We're not in the right place.
What are they doing here?
And that's where we end. That is where we're going to call it good.
Thank you, Chet.
Good job, you guys.
You got through that. Damn.
You shut down the damn dome. You got yourself in a situation where you can get back home.
We hope.
Maybe.
Good job, everybody.
Yeah, we got through a lot
Thank
of the
you,
story,
chat.
too.
That's crazy.
You guys were on point.
Thank you, chat.
Thank
Holy
you, Chet. You guys
cow.
did good.
Whew.
Couldn't have done it without Chet.
No, we couldn't have done
That is very true.
Oh, and outside, after the doors closed and you went inside, this girl walks by. None of you have ever seen her before. How do you describe Wendy?
Wendy.
I just assumed that she, looks like Tammy.
Yeah, so someone who looks a lot like Tammy Wynn
Okay.
comes walking down the street and looks over at Joe's Diner and says, "Oh, haven't eaten there before. Someday," and just keeps walking.
Oh, son of a.
How is it possible that she has not eaten at a Joe's Diner? Really?
That was the button.
I love it.
Good button.
Good.
Good. Oh, it's a good button. All right.
That's great. Hey, everybody. Thank you for
out,
sticking
friends.
around.
Thank you
for
again,
that. That was
everyone.
something else.
Thank you
Right.
for your support,
Thanks,
for all of all the stuff. Whew.
Damn, dude.
Pax, we're going to work it in at some other point. I never promise a hack will happen the same night. That's the other thing, guys. Sometimes hacks get modified and they can show up in other ways. So Pax, we will work it out. Don't worry about it. We're not done with this city yet. So, oof, duh.
So, Fractal, I see you quoting Maggie, "Oh, son of a." I read, it's sort of far away and little, so I read, "Oh, Shonda," like Shonda Rhimes, who keeps, killing favorite characters and doing terrible things. Anyway, so that's what I read, and I was Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, right. That's why I don't know who that is.
Lumiere,
for my grandmother.
Lumiere, send me a text with it, just so I know what's going on. I know people have questions about hack attacks and all that stuff. If there's something going on, just send me a DM. I'd rather do it there than do it in the regular chat. And we'll figure out what's going on. Yeah, thank you, everyone, for all your stuff.
We love you, Chad.
Yeah, you guys are amazing. I know. I'm not sure if we owe a waffle or not. I feel like
Yes, we got to a waffle.
It's
We got you a
Paximo.
waffle. It's Paximo's waffle.
Oh, awesome.
Huh.
So we'll need the information about the waffle, so we'll make sure that happens.
So
And
cool.
yeah, that's like all I've got right now.
So we should say goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, everyone have a wonderful night. We'll see you all next week. Holy cow.
Keep your eye out for news.
Yes. Should we? I mean, it's not. So guys, we have a really awesome lead on an even better studio space that I think we'll be moving into
It's
very
bigger.
soon.
I know.
It
Way
is much bigger.
bigger.
It is cheaper. It's in a great location that would actually be awesome for ZoeCon. We'll tell you all about it later. Have a good night. So yeah, if the party is pretty much all set, you guys can exit the inn and you can meet Don's character on the road.
Check it out.
Maybe this one won't die.
Highly unlikely.
Are you trying to make a pantheist cleric?
Yeah.
What's that?
So he believes in every god, and so therefore he gets all the powers and all the spells of every god.
Awesome.
I mean,
Well,
broken.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. I'll allow it.
Yes.
I don't think you have fully thought it through, though.
I cast Willow Sphere Hammer.
Excellent. Roll 2d6 to see how much damage you take.
What? Why?
Because Willow Sphere Hammer is magic of Sephiroth.
Yeah, and I am a cleric of Sephiroth.
You are also a cleric of Holst of the Atlantean Pantheon. Holst considers all forms of body modification and scarring to be sinful. Therefore, as soon as you try to cast using your tattoo magic, Holst is immediately aware and punishes you.
Fine. I take 9 points of damage. Now can I roll for the damage the spell does?
No, the spell never went off. Holst has chosen to cleanse you of all of your impurities. All of your tattoos and scars have been removed. On the plus side, you now have the skin of a bouncing baby's bottom.
Fine. I cast Firestorm on the orcs.
Whoa there, cowboy. Those orcs have children at home. Do you really believe that Nelkar, goddess of the hearth, would approve of you turning them into orphans? Following your triumph, the local queen has granted you all knighthoods for your defeat of the Lich Minotaur. Yes. You now have access to her armory, as well as her support wherever you travel.
Oh yeah.
Not you.
What? Why not?
Do you have any idea how many serfs it takes to support a knighthood? We're talking about hundreds of people locked into virtual slavery just to support your decadent lifestyle. Holst, Kafkana, Mana, Febuus, none of them are going to support that.
Damn it! I return to the party and sit down with them for dinner.
Yay!
So, not to pile on, but you are aware you have not made a sacrifice to Gideon in at least 7 weeks, correct?
I can't. If I sacrifice to Gideon, then Lucin the Kind, the goddess of the woods, will punish me for like a week.
It's also fall, and the second sun is setting, which means you need to sacrifice to Took as well.
Can't I just split the same lamb between the two of them?
You could, except Took requires a camel. So how many hit points did you have?
42.
Yeah. You're totally dead.
Why?
Well, you still haven't made a sacrifice to Took. And while he is a kind and benevolent god, his sister Dasara is much less so. Anywho, she does not look kindly upon your continued besmirchment of her little brother.
What?
No, whoa. It's okay. You find yourself in the holy realm of Neverwhere. On the bridge, his bird head peeking out of his hood is Holst, and asks you to recite the 27 prayers for passage to the beyond. You did write down the 27 prayers for passage to the beyond over the bridge over the river of eternity, correct?
Oh!
Of every spell ever.
Yes, I've got it.
You may begin when you are ready.
Oh, for real? Like... Okay, I come before thee, my heart is in my pocket, my lance in my hand, my mind is clear, the balls of the pure are in my left pants pocket, the sandals of righteousness are free and clear, all of which Holst is the most high and mighty.
You have been resurrected for your recitation of the 27 prayers, and Holst has returned you to your party, who is ecstatic to see you once again.
Yes!
Awesome.
And you have lost memory of all of Talarius' spells.
Those are my highest level healing spells.
Holst considers Talarius to be a competing god of a lesser pantheon, and so the sacrifice of those spells must be done for your resurrection.
Oh, God.
All right.
Fine.
Roll a d20. What'd you get?
7.
Yeah, you're totally dead again.
Why?
I'm leaving the body this time.
Talarius.
I don't even have access to frickin' Talarius' magic anymore.
Correct. However, you are still a follower of Talarius, and Talarius does not approve of resurrection as it is too closely related to the undead, and she is concerned about the possibility of unleashing an undead horde to plague across the lands. Therefore, she sends holy fire to smite you.
Damn it. Damn it.
The bard has chosen to resurrect you.
Damn it!